What's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, Leo King, and we have got Craig Skidmore here for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love report for the week of June 29th through July the 5th of 2020. You've never been on this show before. We are here on highvibe.tv, where we have an amazing app, of course, for all different platforms: Apple TV, Roku, your iPhone, Android, and of course, our awesome website. Make sure that you join today to get my daily video horoscopes, my weekly sun sign horoscopes, weekly intuitive, weekly tarot, and so many awesome other videos like my 2020 special that you can get about what's going on with 2020, my predictions. There's two different videos. There's the survival guide of all the predictions I made about all the stuff you're seeing right now. And then I did a second one where I even got more intense about what's happening, even I'm covering right now in this time and through the rest of this year. So you definitely want to check it out. Go to highvibe.tv. We got, of course, the one, the only Scorpio in the world, right?
I think so. I think I'm the last remaining one. I don't know. We'll see. After this eclipse, who lasts? Oh, it's I can feel the build-up coming. It already started off a little weird. My truck broke down today. I had a meeting in Los Angeles and was driving down the lovely 405 freeway here, and it just, slowly wanted to stop working. So I had a weird morning, but then I got to work, and I'd been waiting on a special package from Australia that finally came. I wanted to share it with y'all. I got this awesome citrine. Look at this beautiful piece. So these are from my friend Elena. She has a Wild Moon Tribe on Instagram. I get a lot of my crystals from her. If y'all follow me, you've seen them before. I got this black amethyst. She also kicked me down with this little critter right here. I don't even know if I showed you, Dave. This is the one that's from the moon.
Is it really from the moon, though?
It's a lunar meteorite that they found in Algeria. Yeah, I guess they tested from samples. I don't know. It's pretty cool, though. And a little shungite. And
that's like very Beverly Hillbillies, man. Like striking gold or striking oil, man. Like finding
But sometimes you just got to believe. Believing is half the battle.
Well, let's just go out and find a rock right outside and just start calling it High Vibe Lunar Rock.
Let's do it. Yeah, so big thanks to her. I'm super excited. You guys check her out on Instagram, Wild Moon Tribe. She's awesome. And I just love my citrine fucking... It's like Game of Thrones action. But yeah, so that put me in a better mood. And it's those little things. It's those little things that count along the way. So find love wherever you can.
Yes. And love is something that during these times, and especially what's coming up here from July into August into especially September, October, November, and even into December will be the greatest thing that you could have in your life. For real.
Greatest.
And so if you've never watched the show before, we are going to cover your weekly horoscope by, of course, covering the collective. I'm going to talk the astrology and go into the tarot. But I want to say this. When we go into your individual sun sign, which we pick from the High Vibe Gold Sun Sign Cup.
I love gold.
That I give you just a very small portion of the astrology, since I'm going to do the collective to help you understand that. And, of course, you can go to highvibe.tv and watch your sun sign horoscopes, where I go more in depth.
Heck yeah.
And actually, I've gotten a lot of gifts, and somebody got really upset with me on last week's show. Like, I didn't talk about their gift, and I was like, sorry, I hadn't opened it. But I forgot her name. And then somebody sent today this cool tarot deck that we're going to use today. Aquarius, I think on it, it's Kirstonia that sent it. And then I have an amazing gift, and I forgot her name, and I don't want her to be upset, but it was beautiful. It's in a beautiful box, and it's all these different crystal pieces and jewelry, and I just want to say thank you very much for the gifts, and I will make sure I get that name out too. this, yeah. So anyway.
Also, I forgot to mention, did a new segment of There's an Art to Life with your favorite artist, Kim Tabe. It's an abstract rose piece. So that's up there right now. You can learn to paint this. And we're filming a new one tomorrow. So, yeah.
And yeah, so let me actually
check that out.
Fill people in with this. Because on High Vibe, I'm going to be teaching tarot to Kim after she paints. But because of the set size and with social distancing that must be done on media as well, we are having to figure out a whole way to do that show correctly. So that's why we didn't do it last week, because people actually were hitting us up like, are you guys going to be 6 feet apart and all that stuff? I'm like, oh man, it's like, okay, let's figure out how to teach tarot 6 feet apart. It's a little, tarot is a very intimate thing. And so it's, gotta learn new ways, right? So I don't think we'll be doing it tomorrow because we still got to figure out how to build the set out correctly. We already use, when Kim does her show, she has her own set and there's already a lot of cameras all over it, and it's built for either 2 people to paint, to teach to paint. That's the other thing too, right? So anyway, I say we get into this collective reading. Everybody's definitely probably like, oh my gosh, big eclipse week. Oh,
well, it's a big week. It's a big week.
It is a big week. When you come to the end of a third eclipse, I mean, you got to remember that 5 weeks ago, we were in a solar eclipse, right? I mean, a lunar eclipse. Then we went to the solar that was just on the solstice. And then we have that lunar eclipse this July 4th, if you're on the West Coast. And parts of the East Coast too. I think it's right there. But, I'm going to say that this is extremely been a major 5 weeks for people in their personal lives and changes. And this one is going to be an intense week of so many changes. We just had Mars come into Aries. We were in Cancer. We're going to have a lunar eclipse in Capricorn. And on Wednesday, July 1st, we start off July 1st with Saturn coming back home into Capricorn to finish its long cycle that started December of 2017. And Saturn coming back home into Capricorn with Jupiter and Pluto, which are conjuncting actually as we're talking, is an extreme. And we never have felt this without the South Node, which kind of makes it an illusion, but not. And so I think that's where people are having kind of this weird thing like, well, I see things going a different way. It's like, oh yeah, you're still in Aquarius. But then the rules become very intense. There's going to be a lot of rules. And I think that this is going to be where love is going to be our thing that we have to focus on in our lives. And what are the blocks? Because I think that we've just dealt with too many blocks in all of our emotions and ourself. And this lunar eclipse is about removing the blocks to the emotional world. This is where Cancer doesn't have that North Node anymore. This is where Capricorn doesn't have that South Node. And we're going to see this lunar eclipse cover that Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn energy. It's going to square Chiron. We're going to see Mercury retrograde still this week with the Sun square Chiron, sextile Uranus. So this is where you got to take, in order to heal, this is a massive healing process where it's okay to be vulnerable, that that you don't know exactly maybe how to go through life, or that you don't know what you are or where to go next or what's happening, or even if you're in a relationship that you don't know, that you're maybe not into it, or that you want to go into something but that person doesn't want to, or whatever. There's a lot of really hard energy. I'm going to be real. And the way to get through this is like the vulnerability, and just to, just keep following the trail of the emotions instead of blocking them, right? Because you're going to realize, like, where are you blocking emotions? Where are you holding yourself back too much? And, Capricorn deals with time. It deals with grandparents. It deals with, hermit energy. And I would say that this is definitely, in love. Like, are you blocking love because you're trying to be too, old school about things? Are you trying to be too, that cuts emotion off, right? It's like, you don't want to get into a relationship or be in a relationship where it feels like, you're already in AARP and you're already, ordering off the senior menu at Coco's or Denny's. Like, this is definitely not the kind of love that's going to work. Or if you're trying to set up your life in that way, it's like, this is a Mars and Aries. It's desires and it's passion and it's intense. And so there's blocks though to that, and it's your own blocks, and then you can look at it emotionally. So I also think that this week we're going to see with Mercury retrograde in Cancer here, we need to speak from our feelings, and we have to be extremely vulnerable in that way. And we need to reveal whatever we feel that needs changed in our values, or maybe we don't like something. It's okay to say that we don't like something. Like, it's so funny how people always try to glaze the surface of things. Like, well, no, everything's great. It's like, sometimes there's relief with this Uranus and Taurus with nice aspects to the sun and nice aspects to your Mercury retrograde. Like, maybe it's okay to realize and understand what I am not that into in order to break free of that to go to what I really am into. Right. So when you add that into love, oh man, that gets crazy.
It's okay if things are a little fucked up in your life. You know, I think that people kind of get lost on that. When you're in a bad spot, it's almost you tend to look down on yourself and give yourself grief because you're in a messed up situation. And we talk about it a lot. You know, you just have to take that as a learning process in your life. It's okay if things go wrong, but you have to learn from those so you don't repeat those same mistakes. You know, you said there's a bunch of rules, and there's that old saying of rules are meant to be broken. Is that something that would apply to right now? Or are these the laws of the universe which we must obey?
I mean, we have to still have our standard in life. We just can't be anarchy. I mean, we see that right now in some, you know, this is not love and Chaz. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it would go too well down there. But I would say that this is definitely keeping a high quality and a high standard, but breaking these rules that we put on ourselves that block us from bringing good things in. It's almost like being an elitist to ourselves too much for love. Like, well, you know, I have this certain way I live my life, and I would say that especially since we are in the White Wizard finishing here in July in the Mayan year, which is timelessness. I've been telling so many people, clients, people that I talk to when they need help, I'm just like, get rid of like always looking at your watch. Like, stop thinking that everything has to be on time or everything has to be this time thing. Everybody's living in this crazy time. Or if you're like, well, that person goes to bed at this time and I go to bed at that time, and like, this is where magic has to learn to mix. And honestly, everybody living in this kind of like paradigm of like, it has to look like this, especially with Chiron and Aries and Mars and Aries. That's a deep ego wound mixed with time. The time that's defining the ego, or the ego that's defining time. It's like, well, look at the world today. You think it's ever going to look the way it ever did again normally? Everything's off. Everything's different. Everything's weird. Everything's in a really sloshy place. Venus, of course, is still in Gemini. So I think that a lot of this with that rule thing is like Venus in Gemini is curious. And curiosity makes a quincunx to Capricorn. That's the 8th house over, okay? So that's an 8th house quincunx. That's like a part of like death in some cases, right? So it's like the death of Gemini is age. Why do you think every Marilyn Monroe or any Gemini or even Trump, right? They all want to act young and they have a young energy to them, but their ultimate fear and their ultimate, you know, hardship is that energy of age or acting too old, because it's like that's not what Gemini is, right? So with Venus here, it's like the biggest detrimental aspect to relationships right now is acting like an old person. Like trying to act retired life, trying to act old or too traditional without some excitement and some stimulation and some curiosity and some youthful energy to this thing, especially with Mars and Aries going to be making awesome aspects here, close awesome aspects here to Venus. So, you know, there's a lot trying to come together with youthful energy. Of course, there's a standard that has to be there too, or at least some sort of container, or else then it goes into just Chaz.
We ain't playing checkers, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's chess. I don't know if you saw my thing this week. I didn't even talk to you about it yet, but I fell for it. I went and cooked dinner on Saturday night, and I put on the television for some reason, and a long infomercial was on, and it was the 2020 presidential set. It's like 2020chess.com. And it was like this host was so excited about this chess set, and I was in chess club, and I love chess. So I was like, what? And it's like the Republicans against the Democrats, and they have like all the old, they have like, it's crazy. And I was like, oh, this is so stupid. I'm going to make a good story on my Instagram about it. And the next thing you know, when they said you could get 2 right now and they come with a certificate of authenticity and they're only going to be made once, I'm like, oh,
Just once.
I fell for it. And I was
If
like,
you act right now.
I fell for it so hard. And the next thing I know, I'm like, I bought 2. I figure 1 for the studio and then 1 that I'll keep with the certificate of authenticity that I will never open. And that was one of their sales points. And the guy's like, you should buy 4. I was just like, oh my gosh. Because they're never going to happen again. I'm like,
What were you eating for dinner?
actually, yeah, well, I'll be honest, it was really late. It was like 3 in the morning and I was hungry. So I went out and I had some dino nuggets, like those dinosaur nuggets.
I was curious as to what you had here when you said you cooked it. I was like, what did he scrounge up here?
I went and bought some presidential chess sets while eating dino nuggets. Maybe it was the dino nuggets that made me crazy.
Drunk off dino love.
Ah! So, anyway, I think that's where we're at collectively, I think, this week. But if I were to get one more specific thing collectively for love, I would say,
boom.
There's fireworks everywhere. It was interesting. Actually, I want to ask you about this, Craig. I saw somebody sent me a video saying that the fireworks that police are funding people to have these fireworks to make it feel more like it's crazy out there to need police. And I'm like, actually, we have lived in LA and Orange County our whole lives mainly. And where's the firework thing has been going on since I was a kid? Like a week, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. It's crazy.
Yep.
So I was a little bit like that. I'm sorry. And some girl was trying to make a video and I was just like, oh my gosh. Now it was crazy seeing in New York, people running around with fireworks after each other, just shooting, not just little like sparklers either.
Yeah, they're like Roman candles.
That I can understand maybe, but like just overall that every firework you're hearing right now is like set up. I was like, no.
Yeah, it's probably just that people out causing a little bit of ruckus too, because they know that they can get away with it right now. As long as you're having harmless fun, go get weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we especially here where High Vibe is, like, you're allowed to do fireworks. So, like, there's fireworks stands on every corner. You know what I mean? And they pop off. So.
Pop in.
Oh, but I was going to say the specific shit is if we're going to really want to give a quality answer here of the overall this week, that the greatest change is your control. That is blocking emotion, and that the only way to define and to have the desires and the wants and the path in life that you want is to let go of the control of how you exactly want it to be. In that control system, the number one to look at is time or schedules or, how it's got to look. This like, it's got to look, and it's not, maybe it's not physically, right? It's much more of like a spiritual understanding of like, well, this just the way that they do this. And then in partnerships, this is coming up really weird because this is going to be, whenever you're in 3 eclipses and you're in a Venus retrograde that we finished, it's like all the stuff that's hanging around that hasn't been dealt with gets just blown into your face with Capricorn. It's a detrimental moon. Benjamin Franklin had a Falmer's Almanac on his desk, and right before the Declaration of Independence, he did say, let's not sign it on the 2nd, let's sign it on the 4th, because let's wait for the moon to get out of its full moon phase. It was a full moon on July 2nd, 1776. And he said, go look it up, there's records of it, that he said, let's wait till the full moon ends. And that's why it's July 4th in Independence Day. And it's ironic that this lunar eclipse would be not the exact lunar eclipse, but it would be because the North Node is in Leo for the chart of America. But I would say that it's like, could have been a lunar eclipse. I would have to look that one up actually. But we're having that full moon that Benjamin Franklin would say, hey, don't start this brand new thing until that's over. So there's almost like, because I'll be honest with you, there is a leap of faith that people have to be emotionally prepared for and let go of the control and also the risks that must be taken right now for love. The risk of leaving and the risk of going into. And that could be however you are right now. It's a lot.
Risky.
All right, let's go into the cards. Let's see what's going on. First card that we got here for this week is the Ace of Swords upright. Oh, wow. Talk about, going into it, like jamming forward with the excitement and a fresh new energy and a fresh new story. I would say that anything that feels fresh and new, this could also be, fresh new starts to a partnership, to new ones, but especially the clarity of the excitement and the environment and the air energy. There's always that sword that just pierces into the new with the beautiful wreath of it's got a crown too. There is this Ace of Swords energy that truly comes into to clear the air, to clear the energy. It's a clearing energy and a new start. It's like, let's do this. Our challenge card.
Some fresh new sheets.
Oh, I love bleached, fresh new sheets is my fucking...
They gotta go break them in though. Get them all dirty. Gotta soil up those sheets a little bit. Some sweat. Hot, passionate
I'll take them
sweat.
brand new fucking bleached. You know what I mean? I'll make them dirty after. Wow, look at this. Our challenge is the Soul Moon card. This card actually deals with a lot of repressed emotion. It deals with a lot of subconscious issues as well. So I would say that, like, here's a fresh new start, but are you going to block that because of your feelings and your securities and, the way that you feel safe, or even just subconscious emotional traumas, or, this is how I kind of I feel the way that I need to feel, but it's like blocking the fresh, new, exciting start energy. Our overall we got is an Ace of Swords again. We got 2 Ace of Swords. Beep! Whoop, 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 whoop. This is definitely a fresh new energy coming in love. That might terrify some people out there, though, who are afraid of going in love or who think they're in a relationship with love and they know it ain't fucking working. Terrifying. For the good? That's what's so ironic. The good's coming and that terrifies people. Oh my gosh. People are actually, because I think so much crazy shit's happening, when good shit happens, they almost are afraid of it because it's almost normal to, like, oh, I'm ready. Let me hear the bad news. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing now? Like, Craig came up to me. He's like, did you hear LA close the beaches? I was like, oh yeah, sounds predictable from Mayor Fucksetti. So, some good news showing up in your life? Are you going to let good news happen or something exciting happen, or are you going to block it because you're just, oh, no,
Block
my
party.
emotions. Oh, God.
Don't do it. Don't block.
How do we get through this? The Knight of Wands in reversed. Oh, wow. I would say that this has to deal with past energies where you went forward, you leaped forward, and you thought you were going to leap into the greatest love of your life, and it didn't work, and getting over those situations. Past lovers, past things that failed. You got to get over your ex. Or you got to get over the person that you leaped into and it's not leaping anywhere forward. It's going backwards and it's a donkey or a horse hitting you in the face. Ow, ow. It's like
Donkey or elephant.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that term. I was
thinking of your chessboard.
Oh, that's right. In the chessboard, it is. Elephants is the pawns against donkeys. It's kind of interesting. Look at it. I'm a fucking nerd. But, the ex has got to go. Be let go. Or just the energy of the failures, like, oh, I've had a lot of failures. I've been dating and it hasn't worked. Or, gosh, my partner and I, we just really keep trying to leap this thing forward. And subconsciously, we just keep doing these subconscious things. We try to emotionally drown ourselves in something that blocks it. We're going to use that black mirror card deck, and we got Colorless Angel. Man, that would be a really weird song, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Colorless Angel.
Or it could be a band.
It would be a good band name, too. But this is the issue. Everybody wants new starts because of the fact that things are colorless in their life. It feels like there is no goodness. Or there's something inside yourself that you got to bring that light to. Or it just feels like you got to find that maybe the new start or maybe the new energy will bring the color to life, but maybe your energy or your feeling about something that it's not filled in fully is because either A, it's done, or B, you haven't filled it in fully yet. You know, it's kind of like a kid when you go to order, you know, what did you ask for? Crayons? And you know, I used to do that. I used to crayon on my menu. Did you?
Of course, I still take that opportunity any chance that I get.
Yeah, that's
Crayons
true.
are my favorite.
But hey, with CV nowadays, right?
Well, that's the
Poor
whole
kids
thing now,
probably aren't
too.
going to be able to do that unless you have your own crayons.
Well, they're talking about doing throwing away the menus at restaurants now. So me and we're going to be chopping down some extra trees to build out that. It's throwaway society right there. Epitome of it.
That's true. Now, how are we going to get... Why is this Ace of Swords popped up twice? We're going to use this new deck, this IHQ or IH squared, the strength card, upright too. Look at this. Have the fire and the strength to go into the passions. I love the infinity logo on this one. Wow. Is that some crowns on there? Teeth. Look at the teeth. There's some intense desire in this one. And with the lion's head. Definitely got to follow that Leo strength, that Leo energy, that vitality, that inspiration. Something's got to be exciting and powerful and inspirational. Ace of Swords, air and fire. Woo! This is definitely like, you know, crowning ourselves into some really, look at that. Let me shine you with some light real quick. I had a good angle there for a second, but I lost it. But anyway, it is definitely exciting times out there. Wow. Holy cow. If you're going to have the strength to do it or not, or you're just going to whip out. Oh.
Yeah, it comes down to like actually being able to tap into that power, tapping into your fire, like I said, finding that strength card. Are you going to fall back into the past, or are you going to leave it where it belongs in the past? Learn from those situations, continue to progress forward, always, you know. It's with that, what was that band name card with that?
Colorless Angel.
Colorless Angel. You know, that's the past trying to bring you back down into the depths, back down into your sorrow. Don't let that. Use that strength knowing that you made it through and just push forward. Yeah, you hit that apex and you just fly right through it.
Colorless Angel. 10th house. Uranus in Scorpio. Ooh. That is some intense, passionate risks that have a little bit of fuck it there and have that penetration and wild energy, but it's controlled. It's not too crazy, but it's crazy enough to go, I want to achieve my passions and my needs and my wants, and I have to change this up in a new direction in order to get there in my love life. That's all she wrote for the collective.
That's all she wrote. I think we know the steps. Don't fall back into the traps of our past. Don't fall into the traps of our mind. Follow the rules of the universe and get ready for a wild ride, because we are in store for an eclipse on America's birthday.
With Saturn coming back into Capricorn, dog. Woo.
It's getting wild.
It's going to be wild. And on top, Jupiter and Pluto are conjuncting right now. And this is the second of their conjunction. It's in a retrograde. We haven't seen that in 26 years at least. So this is a very rare time of transformation and change and trying to open doors. But, you know, it's almost kind of like, it feels like there's not a lot of doors, but there's a big door, and it's a destiny's door. Destiny's knocking at your door, colorless angel. I see that we already have 1,200 people in there, but we're going to do one sun sign first, and then we'll go into the 1K collective love. First one we are doing is the Geminis. Those Geminis running around, talking to themselves. Yeah, I know. Well, I know. No. I have a funny coronavirus joke. Do Geminis have to wear 2 masks?
Ooh.
Yeah, so Gemini this week, it comes back into your deep passions, needs, and wants. It's almost like, I'm going to be honest, Geminis are empty in the space of the Scorpio bounce chicka wow wow world, because Jupiter Pluto here is needing it And Saturn's here going, we need to figure out that. And there's almost a fear of that because now the South Node's left, and with North Node in their sign, they're really focused on themselves. And it's like, but what about your deep needs and your survival, which is in the sacral? And then on top of this, with this lunar eclipse here, it's going to be covering this. In order to build something great in your life, Gemini, you also have to have that passion and to receive energies. You're not going to be able to do this. I don't want to say you're not going to be able to do it alone, but South Node also hanging out in your 7th house, like this is definitely like confusing energy for you with Neptune making weird aspects. And, you know, we are seeing a great Uranus aspect in your 12th house. It's like there's a part of you right now learning that in order to create that, you're going to have to let go of subconscious blocks of values and good things that you might be denying yourself deeply. And you might be keeping things a little bit too simple here, or just a little bit here and a little bit there. There's not a huge kabam that's needed for you. And why are you blocking that kabam? Your first card that you got is the Tower card reversed. I think that you're afraid of something coming down, but I don't think that you have to be afraid of that. I think that that's the whole thing is I feel that, you know, I think that you're afraid about love situations, everything, that it's just going to be horrible. It's going to turn out like hell. And I'm here to tell you that it won't. I think that, you know, you've cleared a lot of hellish karma, but at the same time, you might be so focused on your own work or just work itself. Well, you need love too. That tower gets really empty, especially when it's reversed. It's almost like it really is a false tower. It's like because you're building this empire to be all by yourself, or just like, what are you doing? Or you might not feel like you have any path right now. And you know what? Maybe love is going to help you get the inspiration to go find that. Your challenge card that you got is the 6th house of routine. I knew it about work. That's your issue. You're just working and you're in the same routine and it's boring. You know what? I'm going to go on my daily walk. I'm going to do my daily workout. I'm going to do my daily this. I'm going to check my email. I'm going to do my daily this. Boring. Boring. Sorry, Gemini. I'm calling you out. You're living the boring life right now. You found some stimulation there, but it didn't last that long. You did a little, and that's it. It's already gone. 2 of Pentacles in reversed. Yeah, you are all over the place right now. You are juggling where life is going and where things going. And I think that love's going to be your guide to help you understand that. I feel like you are with a Tower reversed and a 2 of Pentacles reversed with 6th house as your issue, your routine and health and your body and all this stuff. It's like, I think that you're lost because you are just living too simple of a life. It's too simple. And maybe you open that simple life up for love, but also at the same time, you know, people who live simple lives, it's kind of like minimalists, right? They don't want to take on too many things. So they keep a certain amount of numbers of clothes and a numbers of shoes and a number of this. And you were talking about sheets earlier. It's like they only have 1 pair of sheets and they, you know, like minimalists are very funny with all that stuff. It's almost like you're not allowing love in because you're keeping things so minimalist. You're like, I don't want to take anything else on. Well, it's like, okay, so just say goodbye to love. Or you're in a just completely flatlined relationship because you know the foundation's out there. You don't even know where you're juggling this reality, and you feel like, well, the tower already did its thing, but it's almost like you tried to catapult it and something didn't happen. You backed out of the last minute before you catapulted. You were like ready. You had all the TNT set up at the tower, and then you were like, I'm going to do it. No, you didn't. Oh.
Can never be afraid to fire that catapult.
True that. Look at that. The heartbreak card. Uh-oh. 3 of Swords. Owie, mama. Well, the good news is at least it's in your challenge position to get through things, but I would say that your typical basic routine is what's bringing you heartbreak. Gemini, you're playing the game a little bit too simple here. You're playing the game way too boring, or you're in the most boring, flatless relationship of your life. Your black mirror is downcast pride. I would say that, you know, I don't think you have pride. I think that you know, it's like fake pride that, you know, it's not that great. It's like, not that great, but like And then you almost feel like if I do anything that great, that wouldn't be good or something. Or I don't know. This card to me, especially when you mix that with the Tower reversed, it's almost like you're afraid for the glory of great love, wherever that might be. So you're just taking the basics. And what did you get here? You pulled the Temperance card. So that's it. A Two of Pentacles or the Temperance. It's like you're so all over the place, but yet you're not willing to find the most beautiful world ever and make that your world. It's like you're a little jumping bean just jumping around right now and thinking it'll become beautiful. Like, no, you're going to have to take that time. Look at this weird creature. Is that a doe? Is that a deer?
A female deer?
Yeah. That's pouring water into another cup, just like how Temperance does with an angel. The artwork's crazy on these. I would say that there's a flow and a beauty, and I think that you're a little bit too much like not following the flow right now. And you need to follow the flow of what feels right instead of, there's a lot of calculating here, and there's especially sixth house. Like you're trying to look at love and you're actually looking at your life more than even love. But I would say that you're looking at like it's some chess game when it's not. Go follow the magic, go follow the love, because it's going to heartbreak you this week if you don't. You got some heartbreak on, or Geminis that are in the flatline relationships. It's definitely going into that weird space. Neptune in the 4th house, Scorpio. Yeah, all the subconscious, deep truths emotionally are going to come out, and it's very sensitive stuff, and you don't want to reveal it, and there's a lot of secrets emotionally that you don't want to reveal. You're hiding your true feelings, or you feel like even maybe your partner might be, or the person that you're with, like you need to reveal more, and you need to also not be so sensitive about emotional deep connection, because there's like some sort of fear about that, or you have some sort of triggers deeply when you get into the bedroom about emotions that you have to confront.
Yeah, I think it's important to not be afraid to tear down that tower in your own life. It's one thing about making like an emotional rash decision, but it's another thing if it's calculated. It's another thing if you can feel deep down inside you that the situation's not working, but maybe you just haven't had the courage to address it and to switch that. I think it's that time to address those situations, and A, you can either move forward in that relationship, or B, you got to tear it all down. And it's time to start fresh. I think you got two decisions, but you need to address an issue.
Yeah, it has to be addressed and confronted and faced. Scorpio gets all the way. You've got to penetrate and get to the depth. Somebody said they didn't understand the dice. The dice are pretty easy. It's Neptune or whatever planet comes up, a house that comes up, and then a sign that comes up. And so I'm looking at it like Neptune in the 4th house in Scorpio. And then if it's a node that'll be there, if it's a south node, I'll look at what the north says, or vice versa. So I'm an astrologer, so yeah. I think we're going to do that 1K collective reading right now.
Yep. Voila.
Somebody said the sacred burn of fire is needed.
Someone said that card was an elf, I think they said.
It looks like a deer.
I think it's a deer also.
I think it's a deer. That's an elf? Look at the
Yeah, that's a deer.
look at that nostril. It's I wouldn't go date that deer. I'm not saying it's a bad card though. Temperance is a beautiful card. I'm just saying like not my style.
Yeah, that deer's a little malnourished. Needs some fruit.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. All right, 1K collective reading. This is really simple. You are going to think of one person that you're either talking to, you're dating, your partner, or that you are, I don't know, having a fling with, whatever it might be. But you can't use this on somebody that you're not talking to and never have talked to. Or maybe you met somebody on a dating app and you're talking to them. This is where you pick that person. You can't use anybody else. I'm going to do a reading for you and what's going on with that situation, what's going on with that person. or even two. I'm going to look at you too. We're going to look at all angles on this. You got 5 seconds to pick this person. And remember, you can't use this on other people. So set it right now. I'm giving you 5 seconds. Put them on a picture on your wall right now in your mind, and that's it. And have them looking at you smiling. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here you go. Bam. Let's see what's going on with this reading. The Empress upright. Wow. This person's got a lot of power to manifest, and a beautiful way too, but they have abundance. They know their value. They know their worth very well. And so this is definitely a very positive card for that. And I would say that this is definitely a card that, you know, there's something about this person, and even maybe with the partnership that, you know, abundance, self-worth, manifesting is a central issue right now. You might be attracted to this person because they almost are pulling you into abundance or pulling you into a place of seeing your own value in your own self. And there's something about them. There's a beautiful energy to them too, and there's a nurturing nature as well. The challenge on this is Mercury retrograde. So I think this is just thinking about things too weird, like almost overthinking or thinking that you need to reinvent yourself. No. You just need to be yourself, you know, like I feel, or they're trying to do that, and that might be a complication. Or there's just a lot of miscommunication in this relationship, right? It's like, oh, this is just, you know, hasn't been communicated, or there was a missed opportunity maybe in time, and maybe that was the challenge, and when maybe it left some bad blood or something, and it's like, hey, it's like let's just like figure things out here. The overall that we got here is the 8 of Swords. So yeah, I feel that they're, especially with that Mercury retrograde, I feel like this is so random, right? The Empress, and the opposite of that being the 8 of Swords. I would say that, you know, maybe this person feels like they're trapped and they're not seeing their worth right now. Maybe that's why you're entering into their life, or that's your partner. And you're going to have to, you know, question if you want to go through with this ride or not, based upon like, are they going to stay forever trapped and not knowing the greatness that they are? Or do they not see the greatness in you, and you're going to forever allow that trap to continue to happen? Ooh. Ooh. And we got the 9 of Swords. There's definitely a lot of anxiety or freakouts or worry about this person, or you're worried about what maybe you said something, or it just feels like maybe it turned into a nightmare too. But I would say that, or if this is a partner, you know, it's definitely like the communication aspect, and also maybe the understanding of everything going on in the environment is definitely freaking you out right now, and you feel like it's gone to hell. That black mirror deck is saying artificial heart, ooh, over the Empress. So it's like good outside, bad inside. Or not being able to hold the weight of that true value and that true energy. And it feels maybe a little AI. It feels a little bit like it's monotonous. There's a lot of that going on right now. I'm going to just, with this deck, you know, I just opened it and I did shuffle it a bunch, but I want to get some reversals. I love reversals. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we did get one. The Emperor reversed. The 8 of Swords. Yeah, this person doesn't feel like they have the power for love right now. I think that's a sad story. And I would say that, or they look at that as you. Maybe they don't think that you have the ability, and maybe that might be unfair. And maybe it's unfair for you to look at them in that way as well. But I would say that there's definitely a miscommunication. I'm going to cross this with just a sacred oracle. It's a healer. So there's a lot of healing that has to be done in this relationship. And it's whether or not you want to go heal it, and they want to go heal it too. It could definitely go well if there's some healing, but maybe there's already been enough scars and enough healing, and it hasn't done that. The moon in Aries in the 3rd house. So communication and identifying exactly the feelings and communicating it is everything to heal it and to get to the bottom of things and to get rid of the artificial heart and to get clear of some of this energy and to get back to the power, or to get to the power of the nucleus of what this is. Like communication is the issue of this whole entire thing. And that also creates an artificial heart. It could also, remember, artificial heart could be that there actually is heart with that Empress below, but it's like you're seeing more of the knot. And then that 8 of Swords on top of an Emperor reversed is like, oh, I don't see any power there. And underneath that, I'm feeling that because I feel trapped, or they feel trapped, or I don't know. There's a lot here that's like, needs to be cleared out and figured out.
Do we do dice?
We did Aries moon 3rd. That's where I went with the define the emotional communication gets and push that. And
it's almost like this relationship is being like propped up maybe by an infatuation with each other, which could be good. It all depends, I guess, what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a quick infatuation, a quick little love story, a little lust story, that might not be a bad thing. But if it's definitely something that you're looking to invest your time and your energy into, then there is going to be that healing that needs to be addressed. There is going to be certain situations that you both are going to need to communicate, I guess. So I guess it comes down to what it is that you're actually looking for, what you both are looking for in this relationship.
That's true.
Propping it up.
It's true.
It's true.
We got the Cappies. Good old Capricorns, come on down. Wow, that's a big week for Capricorns. Biggest. It's a big week if you're a Capricorn out there. It's a big week for love for you in many sense of who are you? What are you going to do with your life? Are you getting your needs wanted? Saturn has its eyes on July 1st. No more back in home. It's in home. There's one thing about Saturn looking. So it's almost like for you, you've been looking at yourself and what you really want. And now you have to actually make it real. So if you're in a relationship, like you got to get to the point of this is what I want. Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. I have to make a big shift in my life. That there's a door that's open and you got to take it. Relationships are a big deal with the sun in Cancer and with Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So there's a little bit of confusion there, but also trying to figure out the environment and just kind of doing this. We're going to see this great Uranus energy in your 5th house. So I would just say that Capricorn, this is a missed opportunity or a great opportunity, depending on how you play it this week and know how to project forward what you want and let go of maybe an old identification of self and how things should look and start to restart your whole emotional world with Mars and Chiron here in your 4th house. This is definitely where you live too. And if you're in a domestic partnership, does that energy go well with your relationship? There's, or is your partnership and you the home life's crap? Or are you just hermiting and continuing to block yourself? Or do you already know what to get out of and you're afraid of it? 7 of Cups upright. So there's a lot of dreamy energy, but it's one thing to dream. It's another to go make it real fully. So it's kind of it's about seeing these great visions and seeing this great energy, but it's another to actually go outside. Do you think that that's a moon or do you think that that's a hole they have to actually go through? It's almost like a sewer hole. Look at that beauty over outside the sewer hole. Okay, get out there. Get into it. Cancer is look at that. That is your relationship house. And we are going to have this lunar eclipse in Capricorn opposed by a sun in Cancer and Mercury retrograde Cancer. And that's your issue. Your feelings. There's some weird feelings going on with you, challenging feelings, especially about how you're going to make these dreams and love happen. And I would say that you're going to have to just learn to feel them instead of deny them, or at the same time, dreams are not sometimes easy if you allow every little emotional thing of uncomfort get in between you. I would say that you're going to have to face uncomforts to get to the ultimate risk anyway. And it might be uncomfortable things you need to change to get these dreams to happen in the love life that you want, or the changes. You pulled 9 of Swords reversed overall. So I would say that, it's not as big as a crazy nightmare as you think of the things that you need to face emotionally in the relationship or the kind of person that you need to, but there's also a part of yourself that you don't need to worry about. Maybe you're afraid to showcase what your dream is. Maybe you're afraid to showcase your true feelings. There's a lot of not wanting to show how you feel here, Cappy. You did pull the 6 of Wands in reversed. And I think that for you, it's you have past issues emotionally where Or you're going through an emotional situation right now where you don't feel victorious. So you might be in a relationship where you're like, I just feel like this thing did not reach where I wanted it to go. If you're in a new situation, you're like, oh, I've been through so many failures. I don't know if I'm ready to go through this emotionally. And that's a challenge that you're going to have to get through to get to the reward. Look at that, fated to suffer. And that's what it's so funny. I just pulled that, and then this fated to suffer. You just don't believe that these dreams will come true, or you're going to subliminally break them down and become the evil, queen who becomes the old lady who shows up with an apple to go kill Snow White. Like, it's like, I'm just fated to be Snow White and just like get this bad apple all the time. Well, maybe you're the one creating the bad apple in yourself, or you're letting yourself suffer in something that you don't want to be in. Even if you have something that is there right in front of you, it's like you're still like letting yourself suffer by doing this other world that you don't want to do, or you're blocking something that, it's like really weird there. You pulled the Hierophant reversed. So I think that this is about getting out of all of your traditions and your day-to-day life of how you think life should be, because the traditions and the way that you do things aren't working. With the Nine of Swords reversed, like, this is allowing you a freedom element to figure out what's there or what you're going to do, or change the game and not feel guilty about dropping your own energies of how things should look, especially when it comes to traditions, or like, I have to do this. You don't have to do shit. Like, you don't owe anybody anything except your own happiness. That's it. So if you're not happy, don't do it. And if you find somebody that makes you happy, it's like you have to showcase and you have to tell them the happiness. But I think that there's also some weird feeling line here of like how you put your feelings out there without trying to conquer something too hard, or feel like, this is a weird week. Neptune and Cancer in the third house. Look at all this third house stuff coming up in Cancer here with Neptune. This is definitely communicating your feelings and feeling very sensitive and not really revealing them and needing to. And this could also be, maybe you have a secret that you don't know how to emotionally communicate about. Sensitive place for you to have those talks this week that will change your reality and even your foundation.
Well, the good part about that is that there will be that change, and that you will be out into that light. Once you dress it, you're no longer going to be sitting in the dark, the depths, or be stuck in the closet. You're going to be out in the world. You're going to be showing yourself, and you're going to be speaking your truth. And I think that that's a very important thing to do, always, especially now.
Dark in the depths.
The dark depths of your soul.
The dark.
And it's going to show. It's going to show your partnerships. True, you're going to see who's going to be sticking there with you. So don't be afraid to get yourself out that hole and potentially leaving people behind, leaving those sewer rats where they belong, down there in the depths with Master Splinter and the turtles.
Not going to put down my Ninja Turtles, but
No.
You're right. Like, get out of the...
Yeah.
I think it's even better if you use like a New York sewer like rats that are down there in the subway, like... Pisces. It's a beautiful throw. The fish. If you are a Pisces, you must go follow JoJo the dolphin on Instagram. It'll make all you Pisces feel better about life. JoJo ain't tripping right now. JoJo is on a wake surf boat in the middle of Turks and Caicos doing flips in the waves. Follow JoJo the dolphin. And I'm not doing that. I'm not sponsored by JoJo the dolphin either. No affiliation with JoJo the dolphin. JoJo the dolphin I follow because JoJo the dolphin makes me feel good. Okay? When shit gets weird, just go watch JoJo. JoJo's chilling. And then they wrote me back as I posted about JoJo, and then JoJo wrote me back, and I was like, in my fucking fucked up self, and actually this is a very Pisces thing because I'm 12th house, it's almost like, I was like, JoJo got back to me, and it's like, oh wait, JoJo's fucking in the ocean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, unless they've taught JoJo the dolphin not to fucking Instagram me back. I was like, oh fuck yeah. All right, Pisces, I think that for you, it's It's a lunar eclipse in Capricorn. Which world do you want to have your happy and your love life in? Because you got to have both. You know, it's like the castle has to be in the world that it wants to be in. I mean, if Disneyland was in the middle of Oklahoma, I don't know if it'd be fucking Disneyland. No, it's in Southern California and Anaheim, California, and Orange County. That's where Walt Disney wanted to go. So your love life is all depending on, is this world, is these people, are my friends, or is this city, is this arrangement I have around me, is this all really making sure that I'm happy? Oh yeah, now this is going to be big time with the lunar eclipse here, and with Jupiter, Pluto, and with Saturn coming back into this house. And with the squares that are happening with Cancer, which deal with your 5th house, to Chiron in your 2nd house, it's like self-worth issues. You maybe not feel like you have the physicality to do it, or maybe you feel like you don't have the money, or, you know, you have to show your value. You have to show people what they feel that they're worth. But the good news is communication. You got Uranus here in the 3rd. So I would say that this is like, that these good aspects, like speak from the heart, speak from the truth, but understand how to deal with people better and how to like get the message across about your heart. And you know, also don't want to get too intense, right? This lunar eclipse in the 11th is teaching you how to like chill the heat just enough so it's not too hot or too cold, or it's not just even medium, right? It's like just bam. Great week though. I think it's a good time though for Pisces for love if they know the world that they want. And also, let's be honest, you're running through people, even if you are in a relationship, Pisces, like it's like a fucking turnstile in your head. It's like the old Rolodex fucking is going on. And you did get the King of Cups up right. You are looking for that big emotional place for you, and also possibly even a partnership that, you know, they get their emotions and they got their emotions felt right. It's almost like anybody who can't show up and tell you directly how they feel is going to really piss you off. And that might be your issue, but it also might be a reflection on your own issues of how to deal with that in your own self. So pay attention to that.
Sure,
but
Pisces are liking that card.
Oh, yeah, all the Pisces are going crazy over that card right now. They're all like, fuck JoJo the Dolphin. I'm going to go follow King of Cups off that fucking deck. Don't unfollow JoJo the Dolphin. Actually, Pisces told me about JoJo the Dolphin, ironically enough. Wow, look at this. Your challenge card is a solar eclipse card. Oh, you know it's going to take a major revolution in your life, and you're just afraid to do it. You know that you have to make a complete burnout out of the place in which you're at. It's even the number 44 card. Like, that's not an easy card. You think 44 is super structured. It's like, no, that's craziness. It equals an 8. You got to make big choices about making changes in your life in order to really put yourself as the real emotions that you want to feel. Pisces, if you're in a relationship and you're not feeling it fully, you're in regret. And you're afraid to make just that big revolution and that big change to get back to your core soul, emotional, and light energy of your true being. It's almost like your true being is on the line here by going in a direction that doesn't make sense, not living in your true emotional feelings. You got the Wheel of Fortune card reversed, so you almost feel like you want it to just be exactly at the time that you want it to change in your life, or something to move in a direction at a certain time in your life. But it's like, I feel like for you, it's almost like you're living too many different angles that are not allowing fortune to happen. So it's like you're trying maybe for life to go in a different direction, even though the universe has a solar eclipse here, ironically, in this challenge. You've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. It's almost like you're trying to take fortune into your own hands on your own time, but it's also not at the time. You want fortune, but you also block fortune too. It's almost like, because it's going to take such a crazy change, you almost want like the middle ground here, which there's no middle ground. It's either all change and do it or not. You got the 7 of Swords, whoop, in reverse with that solar eclipse card. Ooh. The change is to stop lying to other people by lying to yourself about your real feelings about them. Oh, damn. Or you have just completely lied to yourself about not willing to even allow yourself to truly feel what you really want to feel in your life, and you're just like all by yourself. Damn. Ooh, addicted. Ew, you might have an addiction to somebody that you feel the emotions with. But what's weird is I'm getting this because, especially when Craig made that comment, like, ooh, look at all the Pisces, like that guy with that King of Cups. But then this addiction is almost like you can tell that you are not emotionally fully connected because you're almost addicted to another emotional energy where your truth would come out of yourself, but you're not doing that with the people that you're around or the partner that you're with. You need to pay attention to that. Like the addiction is the fact that you don't feel a certain way about somebody. You don't know how to step forward. The addiction is that you're attracted to people that fully live in their emotional embodiment. And that's what you don't know how to fully do. So you're addicted to that. But it's almost like, are you also addicted to expecting it to always be that way? And maybe you're just with somebody that never can be that way, but maybe they can. Maybe you need to have that talk because maybe they don't know how you really feel. There's a lot of hidden aspects here. Man, I'm seeing a lot of hidden aspects through this whole entire tarot or Deep Love Tarot this week. Wow, look at you guys. This is a very rare card actually in this deck because they did the major arcana and then they did their own cards, a vision that this is the issue, is your vision about how fortune's going to come is complete ass backwards. That I would say that, especially to build a vision, I think that one thing that you got to think about, Pisces, is like the universe has this magical story that is clocking and turning everything the way it's supposed to go. And I think that you have this perspective of things right now, and it's like this ultraviolet. You are ultraviolet too, like vision, but it's like you're not willing to allow the universe to allow you to do it. It's almost like you put blocks up, or if you know that you want fortune to move this direction, it's almost like you do the counterintuitive thing, which is like, and that's the vision I want, but I'm going to do things that actually block the wheel from turning. Think of like a normal wheel, like turning. It's like you put a chalk in the wheel. When you know you want it to move forward, you put a chalk there. It's like, why would you do that? I don't know. So you're doing like your own subconscious blocks, and you're blocking yourself from what you truly want. And there's a lot of lies or secrets. I mean, it is a reversal of the Seven of Swords, but it's almost like, to me, that's just like super hidden. And that solar eclipse is the challenge, is like, you're playing too many weird secrets here. You're playing too many weird, like backdoor deals, backdoor talks, backdoor this, shady shit. And maybe you're just living in the shady shit of yourself, of not having the revolution of the true self that needs to come out fully. Well, you got your own sign, Pisces, moon in the first house. Wow, yeah. I mean, this is definitely, I think that you have to be much more clear emotionally. But, in Pisces, it's like, let the magic of what you want emotionally come out instead of denying that or not being able to identify that because you're not willing to live that life. You're not willing to step into that. You're not willing to do that. But of course, it comes in your own Pisces beautiful way, right? It comes in that beautiful way, but it's like, don't mess with Pisces. They are magicians, and you are that emotional magician that you need to step into and embody in yourself to attract what you want. Because I'm feeling with this addiction card is you're addicted to energy and people that know how to step into their power, but you don't know how to do it yourself because you're afraid to step into your full magic and allow that full energy to really happen in your life. It's like you're so afraid of like, yeah. It's like when you get to the line, oh God.
Yeah, because there's that natural flow of the universe. There's that natural flow within us, and sometimes we can kind of stop that flow. Sometimes when things are going too well, we say, I'm not worthy of this. This has to stop. Sometimes when things are going too bad, we say, I deserve this. And it's almost that welcoming of the universe, but you can't just choose both sides. When things are going great for you, you have to be able to embrace that as well as when things are going shitty for you and acknowledge that. Acknowledge both sides of that coin, but always go towards the positive. And always be open to that change, and don't block that flow. Don't allow yourself to get stagnant in this relationship or get stagnant in your life as to where you just start progressing every single day. Always push forward. Always look to see the brighter sides of things while acknowledging the darkness.
Right, and also not sitting in the dark forever and not going to the light.
No, definitely, because that flow is it's always gonna bring us back up. At least that's the plan. Unless in this life you're just doomed to learn those tough lessons, which maybe you are, and that's life. And that next time you come back, you're not going to have to deal with that. But always try to progress forward. Always try to dig yourself out of those holes, because no one's going to do that for you.
Will you just show this? Please, Pisces, look at JoJo here. JoJo the dolphin. look at JoJo. JoJo's badass. This is the light. This is stepping out. That's the whole duality of the fish, and ride the waves. And that's also the wheel of fortune, right? Like you ride the wave instead of trying to control the wave. You go with the current and you use it for your advantage. And the flow will happen, but you have to be willing to show the flow and live in your flow instead of blocking your flow, because JoJo is stellar. Follow JoJo the dolphin. Makes me, I used to watch Flipper as a kid, and Flipper was cool. I just liked the music at the beginning, and wasn't Flipper in black and white there for a minute? And I was like, what the hell?
Flipper.
What?
Flipper.
Is it party time? Because I just picked Scorpios up.
It's a little early for that.
Oh, you're not ready? Oh, I thought Scorpios were ready for it all the time.
We always ready, baby.
Like a grandpa now.
Oh, my tired bones, but I guess I'll wake up because there ain't no party like Scorpio party, baby.
You better be bringing JoJo the dolphin to this party.
Woo. JoJo in the house, motherfuckers. JoJo in the house.
Getting all grandpa on me tonight, dog.
Oh, my tired bones.
I haven't told Craig before this one. I'm like, we need to step up our game. We need to bring back our game. I feel like I was watching some of our old episodes in the last, and it's understandable. It hasn't been the easiest world to go live in. But I'm like, you know what? It's summer. We're here. Bring back the entertainment. So your party Scorpio this week with love. You know what's so funny? This makes so much sense because Saturn went into Aquarius on March 22nd, went into the 4th house for Scorpios emotionally, and so Scorpios lost that little bit of that crazy, edgy person that they had been from 2018 and 2019, the stimulant addict of curiosity, and oh my God. Guess who's coming back fucking this week with a lunar eclipse in the 3rd house, and you got Saturn coming back there with Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Oh my gosh. So guess what, Scorpio? That stimulant addict in you's come back. What? Because you've been in an emotional world, dealing with emotions and slower energy, and it's been squaring your sun. Oh no. What? You're coming back online here this week, and especially there's going to be some awesome aspects to your Uranus in your chart, which is your 7th house of relationships with the Sun and Mercury retrograde. But the square to Chiron here is don't get all weird about your life and how weird it might feel. Go into the excitement of relationships and stimulation of excitement and great talks. And especially with this Sun in Cancer, this is a great time for you to see that there's so many doors opening for you in your life right now. Why can't love figure out that door? If you're in a relationship, this would be a great week for you to figure out how to make love better. And there's passions with Venus still in the 8th. Whew. If you're not going to penetrate Scorpio into the depths of your Scorpio world, maybe it's going to take that curiosity. It's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is coming back to Scorpios. Maybe Dr. Jekyll needed to come back to get you back to be a Scorpio, to be crazy and penetrate the way that you used to. We got the 8 of Cups upright. Yeah, anything from the past could be coming back this week, Oh,
I love me a redhead.
But at the same token, it could be for some, I would say more relationship Scorpios, or ones that are still on the fence with their ex, or, you know what I mean? It's time to say goodbye. But I think that for maybe single Scorpios out there, could be feeling like something from the past is coming back that you're going to look at. Something that you thought had left, but comes back. We'll see how this goes.
Don't do it.
Mars is the challenge. So get that Viagra, Craig. Joke.
Luckily, I'm not onto that hill yet. Just yet. I am only at the
But the Mars card is the issue with Scorpios. What happened to that force? What happened to that power? What happened to that edge? What happened about going for that intensity? Maybe something's coming back into your life, or maybe there's something about your life that you've left the force. You've left the force. You've left the a little bit of drama, Mars is dramatic. Burp, 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 the bugle horn, especially it's in Aries right now, your 6th house. It's almost like maybe you need to get more out of the mundane a little bit. Because I would say that there's definitely this new story that's got some sort of maybe a comeback. And for relationship, Scorpios, why is there something trying to kind of say, like, why does it, maybe there's something that needs to be left that you haven't had the courage to do. I'm not saying maybe the whole thing, but a part of the relationship or the relationship in general. You did pull over all the Ace of Cups upright. You were going to get your cup filled.
Yeah.
With the dove.
Perfect.
Wow. So if you don't allow yourself to take some action towards allowing your cup to be filled, and you're going to walk away from your cup to be filled, it's okay to walk away from your cup not being filled, but it's not okay to walk away from when you have an offer to fill your cup and you want it, but you deny it some way, or you don't push it a little bit like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Like, this is definitely a good week for you, but it also could be a miss out of an opportunity because you're putting your energy in the wrong direction, or you're missing out on some sort of great opportunity. There's a lot of people going to miss out on great opportunities with Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn coming back, and other people who are going to take them. The Judgment reversed over that Mars card. Oh, man. I like the Judgment card. I don't like it reversed. I would say that, don't judge. Your challenge is not to judge anybody, number one, but the way to get through this is not judge yourself about certain things that won't allow you to take more action in the direction of where you really want to be fulfilled. Like, it's almost like creating great excuses to not achieve the great things in love that you want. Like, and by like being like, well, no, it's like, no, judge yourself a little bit more in a more positive way. Like, you know what? Why am I telling myself that? You're going to be going through that chitter chatter in your head again. There's going to be that little beep, 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 beep that's coming back this week out of nowhere. It's going to be like, what? What's your black mirror? Oh, this does come from Shakespeare. To be or not to be, perchance to dream. To be or not to be is the question that you have this week about something from the past, and if you're in a relationship with your lover. It's so creepy, this picture to the left of her. Like, are we really like two humans skin to skin right now looking at each other? Do you have your mask on? Wow, you got the one card that this whole deck is pretty much based off of. This is the last card in this deck. This deck is about taking the biggest risk of your life to change it. Look at, it's like a crowned dark angel that is rising up to the sun through the darkness. It's the ultimate phoenix that rises. Aquarius actually is an old story and figure. But you have to be, sometimes you got to be careful of danger. So it's one thing to be edgy again and go all into it to fill your cup, but I don't know why I'm going to say it. There was that one, I'm going to say it. There was that one in LA, that one, and God bless his soul, he's dead. But there was that one guy that last year died. Remember, he was on the news. He was a news anchor. And then, like, they found him in his hotel room dead with some partner of his or whatever. And he was shoving crystal up his butt and died.
Well, he was a married heterosexual man is what he said. And they found him in a motel. Shoving crystal up his butt. Yeah, with a man who was not his wife. Yes. I wasn't going to go into that part of the story, but I was just saying, like... You got to go all the way.
Okay, you're right. So, it's one thing to go, fuck yeah, I'm raising my passion back and all these things, and I'm filling my cup, just like, take the risk, but also, like... I remember hearing that story and just being like, what would that be like as a human being experience to die that way? Like, in the middle of having sex, like, where you're hiding it from your wife and your children. And I mean, wow, that story is crazy. And I thought it was even crazy. I just thought, and it was crazier in how specific they were. Like he was putting crystal up his butt. I'm like, what? So, I don't know. I guess you had to be a raver back in the day to know some of those stories. 7th house, North Node in Libra. I don't know how much clearer this could get. If you miss an opportunity this week, it's all on you, because the universe is pointing you towards the ultimate relationship energies right now, and you need to weigh this thing out, not judge it, and step into it and take a big risk to fill up your cup, because you might miss the most beautiful shit of your life right now.
Yeah, the risk and rewards are in front of us. Do not look back, as hard as that may be, because every past lover obviously still holds a piece in our heart, and a piece in our mind, probably most of the time.
Yeah, it's like a ring in the drawer.
Yeah, it's having to forget it and put that in the past, not bring that back out. Find a new ring for you and your partner. Fits on there real nice. Have yourself a good time. That's what it's about. Go to that new love. Get yourself a new ring. Maybe a new ring for your male partner, if you catch my drift.
Drip, drip.
Drip, drip.
Kids, don't be playing with crystal. Sag. Oh, man. Oh, shit.
Sagittarius.
Well, Saggies, I know I went really intense with you over this last eclipse cycle, especially about relationships. Well, it's still there with Venus, but it's out of retrograde now. And now things are in your 8th house and your 2nd house with all this Capricorn. Saturn's coming back into your 2nd house, though. Yes, you thought you were going into figure things out on March 23rd. Well, no, you haven't figured things out, because you need to go back and actually get the price checker back. Beep. Is this relationship really that worthy? Is there money attached to it? Is it, there's a lot of money, self-worth issues, and then passions. And where's the passion? Mercury retrograde in the 8th with the sun in the 8th, and the squares over 2 Chiron. It's happening in your love house. Ooh. So Geminis in their tarot reading had some stale, but Sagittarius actually have stale in their charts right now. Like, why is there this stale energy that you're almost a little bit obsessed with? You're like because you're trying to figure out how to take old bread and make it new. Doesn't happen. So, but it's when you take on the new stuff, there's some weird, I'm telling you, Sagittarius, you guys have been going through some weird stuff. You got Mars in your 5th house now, and you don't want to waste this one. It's not coming around to do this retrograde for this 6-month cycle, basically, until you're going to be really old again. So, or I said again, but just, you'll be old. So I'm just trying to say, like, this is a time in your life, especially before the shadow and all that stuff. This week with this lunar eclipse in the 2nd house, like, are you in really, are you in things that are pretty basic and mundane, or they feel together, but they're also not feeling the value and the worth and the depth that you need? Because Jupiter, Pluto in the 2nd house needs more depth, and you need to feel like you're connected to that depth and that they're connected back to you that same way. And if there's a disconnect there, and it's also the wandering eye, especially in the 5th house. Mars in the 5th house wants to go have fun, and Mercury retrograde in the 8th is like, I need to go look around at emotionally where I'm going to be fulfilled. And maybe you're going to need to learn to let go of the weight, the anchor, in order so you can try and find the truth. 3 of Cups upright. Holy cow. It's time for a party. But you can't go to a party if people are party poopers. It's also about the kind of energy that you're around. It's almost like, do they embody that just really exciting and fun and having a great time energy? Like, there's something about that. You're a Sag. Let's not forget, Sages, that you guys are fucking the Sages of the zodiac. You guys are the true party, besides the Leos, of the zodiac. So where's that positivity? Where's that positivity yourself? If you're in a relationship where you're like, I am not that positive, or they're not that positive, and you're dealing with a bum, that's just and I'm not saying bum meaning homeless. I'm just saying that term of like a bum, of somebody's just like, what, you got to pull it out of them? There's nothing worse than going to a party and being like, can you put on a smile at least? Can we have a good time? And it's like, why are you talking to that person at the party? Like, if you have a jealous partner or you're dealing with somebody who they can't turn it on, exit. Oh my gosh. The Sag ones get me the most because it's so crazy. Grand Cross Provoker is your challenge. Oh my gosh. There's a diamond in the rough that's trying to show up in your life, or that is there. You got to, you know what? You're too afraid of provoking. You're too afraid to touch the truth. You're too to poke it, like provoke it. It's like, oh, there's a party, but I don't know if I should. Like, you got to take direct action. It's a Grand Cross. The only way out of the traffic jam sometimes is to get off the traffic jam and say, let me get out of here. Let me get off the exit. That's LA life. Gosh, I kind of miss that. I kind of miss traffic nowadays.
I was in it today. You did not miss it. It sucked. Back to normal.
But Sagittarius are in a traffic jam right now because they're not having a party. Get on the party bus. You got the moon card. Oh, still dealing with secret emotions, still dealing with subconscious, still trying to, you know what? It's not fun to go to a party with like, so I've got all these problems. It reminds me, remember in Clueless? Like they go to the party, house party and stuff. And then I forgot what her name is. The Rolling with the Homies girl. But it's like, she comes so like, I don't look good and I don't have all this stuff, It's just like, it's like, oh my gosh.
Stacey Dash or Alicia Silverstone?
No, Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, the redheaded chick or whatever?
The redhead chick who they transform, right? Yeah. They give her a makeover and change her hair and spruce her up. Remember, she goes to the party and she's all emotional or whatever. And that's the night that Alicia Silverstone, he's like...
Brittany Murphy in that movie?
Oh, was that? No, it wasn't Brittany. Was it Brittany Murphy? No.
Let me look it up real quick.
No, that was not Brittany Murphy. Or was it? Was it? And maybe it was.
Brittany Murphy.
It was Brittany Murphy. Yeah. How funny.
You should know. That's your girl. I
know it's my girl, but I just don't see her as that. I always see her as the girl in Spun. It's so fucked up. I know. Maybe it's her hair color that messes me up with her with that one. But it's like when Brittany Murphy, it's like, this is the energy, is like there's this repression of the true self that wants to come out of like staying in emotional situations that just don't feel like right. And yourself. And you're at a party and there's a provoking energy that's trying to provoke you to go to a better place. And it's like, she's hesitant at first. She doesn't want to take Alicia Silverstone. And then remember Alicia Silverstone, she's like, you're so lucky. You don't even know how lucky you are to be friends with me. I was like, fuck yeah, girl. I can tell that chick. Like, she needs to realize what she's got. You know what I mean? Like, she's with the good girls, I forgot the other girl's name in that one too. But yeah, like that was a great movie.
Stacey Dash.
Oh, Stacey Dash, yeah. And it's like, Stacey Dash and Alicia Silverstone and Brittany Murphy all walking around. If I was at that school, I'd be fucking following them to the parties too. Shit. Oh my gosh, I'd be all over that. Why aren't you all over that, Sag? You pulled the King of Cups in reversed. Oh, you don't want to provoke because you don't feel that you're emotionally ready yet. You're waiting for something, right time. I don't have my power emotion. I'm still working on my emotional self. Well, the universe is about to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, you are. Boom! You know what I mean? Like, come on. You're going to miss the party. The universe is trying to go, don't miss the party, Sag. And then you'll be, too much emotions. The moon card, King of Cups reversed. Oh, peaceful among the thorns with the Three of Cups. No, I don't want to go to the party. I'm peaceful in this shithole. I've learned to deal with a shitty situation so good, I don't need a party. Imagine a Sag saying that right now. Thank God I'm a Leo so I can act the character of a Sag out. Like, no, I'm so happy. Like, it's a really shitty situation if I were to tell you the truth. But I like it so much that I've found content with it. And that party I don't need because I'm content with how shitty it is. And I found my way to be okay with that. Oh my gosh, with that moon card comes the death card with an octopus on it. It's going to suck you up with all those tentacles and pull it out. It's like a tick. You have an emotional tick about a partner or a relationship or a past lover that has to be yanked out.
Well, technically, you're supposed to twist a tick because you don't want to have that tick's head stuck in you. That's how you know.
But have you ever thought about the suctions of an octopus and how if it went over a tick and it would just suck it out? You know, it's crazy. I watched War of the Worlds last night. I've watched it many times, like 3 or 4 times before, and last night, I don't know, I just happened to watch War of the Worlds, and with those little creepy fucking alien and then they like suck the people up and they suck them in there. Oh. And then they spray them. They spray the people as like blood everywhere. Oh man, that's scaring the shit out of Sagittarius right now. But you know, that death card, look at that. Oh, with the moon, the death of your horrible, emotional, creepy crawler emotions that you don't reveal to people. That is fake. You got to put an end to the fakeness and get back to the party because this is not who you are. Well, you pulled the 5th house. Wow. North Node in Pisces, the ultimate fantasy of your love life. Oh, actually, it's not Leo. No, it's North Node. Wow. You got to go on the fantasy. You got to get rid of this whole like reality of this like, I got to do this because we're friends or because other people might think this. And I'm thinking too much about everybody else except my own fantasy and my own heart. What the fuck? Come on. Gosh, I'm like actually like, you know, I'm not being a dick, Sagittarius. I'm actually trying to like fucking.
Yeah, you got to push them out there. Man. You got to push them out into the world. You got to speak your mind, Sagittarius. I think that's what you're good at.
I think they got to speak their mind and their emotions, and they have to speak their truth of their heart, and they have to look and they have to call the bullshit in their own life that they're not fucking seeing and staying stuck to these situations that if anybody were to put it, if Judge Judy was here, Judge Judy would not grant you that pass for that relationship. You'd be guilty. Where's Judge Judy when you need her?
No pass. And you can't be afraid to ruffle a few feathers either, and you can't be afraid to prick with those thorns either. It is what you are. Express yourself. The good, the bad, it is you. All of it encompasses into one. So you have to show that. Speak your emotions, speak your heart, speak your truths, let your shadows out. That's it.
Judge Judy. Tonight on Judge Judy, Sagittarius comes in with the most screwed up relationship energies of all time. That they're still connected to her, they're still emotionally, or they won't come out of their own little weird nest. Virgo. Or they're delusional at the moment. Will Judge Judy make sure that they make it through? You're going to the party, whether you like it or not. Judge Judy, you're going to the party, whether you like it or not. You're out of the thorns. Virgos. A lot of love coming from Virgos if you are willing to work through the struggles of the challenge of Capricorn. Saturn is coming back into your love house out of the 6th house. I think that you started to realize, yes, life is changing. But in order for this new life change to make sense, because it almost doesn't, in the 6th house, it's almost like, what the fuck? Okay, I know I'm going through change, but I still feel like something's missing. Your heart's missing! Do I need to call up that little kid in Indiana Jones and take you to the Temple of Doom and start ripping out hearts in order for you to find your heart again, Virgo? Like, come on. You don't want to turn into that guy. The guy who pulls out people's hearts. But there's like this heart that has to come back, Virgo, and that's what's missing from the reality that you've been seeing since March 22nd. That it's great to change your life, but it's missing love. It's missing true happiness. That you have to go through your rules against the love, your blocks against the love, and with Uranus here in the 9th, you got to try new things. And Chiron in your 8th, it's like you're afraid of intimacy and depth and passion and change in that way. You got some blocks there. It could even be some sexual blocks. Cancer is trying to have you go, oh my gosh, it's a whole new world. In such a horrible way that I'm saying that. That's how it's sounding, is the tone of this new world is what you emotionally want, but you're too afraid to actually face the truth of that you need to have more authority of making yourself happy, and also looking at challenging situations and having more authority and going, I got to change this. I got to change this. I got to make this better. I got to get deeper in my heart. I got to make other people happy too, but not give it all away at the same time. Not the South Node's out of Capricorn. Capricorn's ruling the nest. Capricorn's ruling the zodiac because Saturn's home with Jupiter and then there's Pluto. So guess what? You got Saturn and Jupiter in the same sign and you got Pluto. That will beat out every other thing right now. So that Cancer energy with Mercury retrograde, I'm going to try and help everybody. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. With draining yourself? Or, I got to live in this world and then it's got to be this way. I can't have the ultimate love and the passion and the deep connection. Oh, you got some issues there. The Hierophant card has come in reverse to say that, yeah, you have way too many old traditions that you stay to. You got to stay this way. And it's saying, no, we got to get it. That Pope's done some creepy stuff. I just watched V for Vendetta. That bishop in V for Vendetta is not the bishop you want to be going to hang out with. You know, like you got to pull out of those traditions, of those you gotta change things up. I kept saying change, and I'm like, why? It's Capricorn. It's not very changeable. I'm like, actually, it's new directions, and this is also getting rid of old traditions, because that's the big Virgo issue, is that you guys have so many rules about love. Like, oh, this person did that, and they did that, and they didn't do this, and then, oh my God. Yeah, look at this. You are definitely going through a weird time. South Node, karmic life debts, and that's your challenge. You feel like you're stuck somewhere. You feel like you're in some sort of illusion that's not coming real. You feel like you're paying a debt to spirit in some sort of way this week in love. Or there's some personal life issue that you're going through right now that feels like, well, there's no way love could happen right now. Like, no, that's your issue. And that's why it all showed up, because you weren't having love because of the issue that you're dealing with. So maybe you should go into love to get rid of that issue. Sometimes the universe does weird shit to wake us up. You pulled the Six of Wands of victory. Victory. What is this person? Oh, it's just a horse. Doesn't it kind of look like a weird, like, I don't know why. It looks like a little weird, like, hi, with the little hand. Hi. Don't be this person, be this person. You have victory in your life when you get rid of the standard norms, and you got to let go of all this illusionary past life, old, comfortable ways of living. You're living too comfortably in the same patterns and expecting something to change, and that's not going to happen, especially with it in Sag and being in your 4th house. You got the Two of Cups in reversed. Ooh. Soulmate energy is upside down with the South Node. It's definitely... there's some really hard karmic soulmate issues going on right now, or you still haven't let go of a lover, single Virgos. In relationships, Virgos, you're definitely going through the questions of what's going on. There's something changing. There's something karmically changing in your partnership. The soulmate energy might feel upside down because there's something changing in it. And there's a victory card, so I wouldn't be too worried about it, but But I would say that for Virgos, you can't get victory unless you're going to, if you're single, if you're going to stay in the, connected to, oh, I got this past person and I still owe them something. No, you don't owe them shit. You don't know them jack diddly squat. Oh, you got the envious gluttony. I think that you're envious of other people's happiness in life, and then you're actually ingesting that like it's like you're the greatest dinner of all time. Like, oh, yes, I'm so envious of everybody and their happiness and love. Must be really nice. You know, there's a really good movie called Seven. Maybe you should go into that movie. And that gluttony is coming with that Hierophant reversed. Yeah. Oh, but look at their traditional stuff's working. It's because your traditional stuff's not. You need to try and do new traditional thing. And stop looking outside and start looking inside. Stop comparing and contrasting. That's gluttony in its biggest form. Wow, you got the freaking victory card with the Chariot? Look at that cat. That is so me. Holy shit. But with the Sphinx, this is a whole new road. Meow. Meow mix, meow mix. Fucking, oh my gosh, this is like victory lane. Or it's, I don't want to go and try to find victory lane. I'm going to stay here and stay in this subconscious stuff and have the gluttony of like, oh, I'm envious of everybody else's story and I don't want to change my traditions of how it's all done. Oh my gosh, come on, Virgo. Fourth house, Venus, Gemini. Well, with that brings you to a place to where you have to communicate, especially your values and your emotional changes that need to be made to make you feel better in your life and in your home life too. But, you know, you can get obsessed with like, oh, well, I'm just working around the house. Like, that'll make me feel better. Like, I'm going to do the garden. I'm going to put up new, I don't know, put up new things in my life. Like, it's like, this goes into getting a lot more specific, and it goes into needing to in relationships to have a proper communication element of how you're feeling to get to the answers. You might be dealing with a Gemini, you might be dealing with somebody very Venus-y, maybe a Libra, it could be a Taurus, but, you know, definitely you're not feeling what will bring you the excitement in your life, and you have to this week do what you got to do that.
Yeah, and you can't get caught up in the energy of like trying to search out that soulmate either. You know, you can't just get so focused on trying to find that soulmate that you might miss out on a great opportunity. You might miss what the universe is trying to bring you because you're so focused on that. You don't have that open eyes. You don't have that open heart because you're closed off within your own mind.
Yeah, it's like remember what was that movie where the kids went in the computer and they made a girl? It was called
Science.
Oh yeah, Weird Science or something?
Weird Science.
It doesn't work. That, you know, it's funny today too, right? Like everybody's just like, nobody listens to science anymore. It's like, because there's a bunch of science that doesn't work too. Have you ever seen about all the creepy experiments that have been done by science that have gone the wrong direction? Especially when I was in the U.S. Navy, you should see some of the videos that I had to see in training as a rescue swimmer. It would blow your mind of the weird shit that's out there. God. We got the Librans. Don't get too excited on me yet, Libran. Just kidding. How we doing in the chat? Let's do a quick check-in. We're running through quick. Yo. Oh, you want the boy, Kristen. Take him. Interesting things. Weird science, yeah. Well, you like men that talk? Well, yeah, men talk. Some others don't. Libras, you are at Emotionalville. Welcome to the circus of emotion, even though it's Capricornian, so it's not circusy looking. But you know that your whole entire emotional love story is coming to extremes. A lunar eclipse in your fourth house. Woo! Ooh, and Capricorn, ooh, where's the blocks of your emotion and what's not making you feel emotional? And are you trying to hold the line of tradition and respect and authority? You know, I mean, I've got to do the right thing. And you're missing out on the conquest of the 10th in Cancer to where you're going to feel good to actually get to where you want. Because don't forget, you're a Libra. Sure, it's about balance and fairness and partnership. But Libras are supposed to, Libras are the only ones that are comfortable going to the big positions and dealing with big people because they are the diplomats. And it's almost like, are you diplomating a relationship that you would not want to show publicly that much? Or that when you walk down the street, you'd be like, this is too weird of a story. You're my, or if like, I'll be honest, Libras, they don't like taking their partners out when they don't like them. When they really like them, that's all they want to do. Oh my God, let's go show the world. Let's just take pictures. Let's go right now. Let's take a picture of the dinner. Let's take a picture of that. Let's take a picture of this. Let's take a picture of that. And then when you stop seeing a Libra wanting to take pictures with you or taking pictures all the time with you, they don't want you. And you know that, Libra. I just called out one of your deepest secrets. Why are you not wanting to take pictures anymore with that person? Or if you were at a public place, if you were at a place with a bunch of know-it-alls or a bunch of, political people or celebrities, you'd be like, maybe you shouldn't go. Maybe you shouldn't go because I don't want to show other people that I'm kind of still dealing with you. That's your issue. Nine of Swords in reversed. You already have gone through the nightmare. Why are you so afraid of the nightmare of facing the truth that's already been had? It's almost like still holding on to a nightmare. I'm going to start using that one more. Still holding on to an already nightmare that's already been done. You've already been through it. Like, you've already had a wake-up call and you haven't dealt with it yet. About a partner or about some new person. Or, you're afraid of love in general. I think all Libras are truly afraid of love because of what has shown up as like, that really is not me, or that's really not like me, but I know what really is, and that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of going in what really you are. That's why I brought back some of that old Libra in you. Go look. If Libras that are in partnerships right now, you don't want to go take pictures? I got you. I got you. And it can't be of the dog either. Don't even fucking try and use the dog. Libras are very good. The dog is a good excuse for us to take a picture right now. The new furniture. Second house, look at you. You don't want to own what you don't want to own anymore. It's like you are over. I think there's a lot of Libras over situations. It's no value. No value. I'm not feeling my worthiness here. I'm not feeling my sexiness. Or maybe you're not turned on sexy. It's like you're not physically attracted. Stay away from that. From the single ones out there. Don't go through the emotional thing of like, well, they're not that attractive. I don't find them attractive, and I don't want to take the pictures, but they're really nice. Like, oh my God. Oh, you pulled that 9 of Pentacles in reverse, which definitely with that second house, ouch, in the challenge card is, she is the fair lady that knows her beauty and can attract the whole universe to her, including birds. For sale tonight. Learn the powers to attract birds. But you got it reversed. So you're not in your power. You're like denying yourself. And both nines, and 9 of Swords and 9 of Pentacles. So you got the air and the earth in reversed in the 9 position here. You're about to go to the 10 and go to these court cards, but nope. You're afraid to go to the royal court of your life because you don't feel, you know what it is? Like, you're too afraid. You're too afraid. Well, you feel like you have to still own the lower vibration that you don't want to be in. Or you don't feel like you're good looking enough, that second house stuff, or you don't feel like you have enough money to date, or there's a money issue, or your partner's broke, or your partner right now is going through money issues. And you don't know how to deal with it, and you're like, uh-oh, I already wasn't into it. Now I'm dealing with now God's gonna throw the money issue on me with him, and I gotta take care of him, or I gotta take care of her, or whatever. Oh man. Well, you did pull the Page of Cups upright over that second house. You know what? Yeah, it's about having fun. That's the value that you want the most, and the laughing and the conversation and the things that make you feel good. Not this whole going to bed. Good night, dear. Got the Wall Street Journal for me in the morning? Did you make sure the dog has been fed? Oh. Libras are looking around like, ah! Oh, I'm calling the Libras out. Oh, boy. I won't cry for you. Oh, I was just crying for you, but that's your nightmare, is that you would not fucking cry about this situation because you're fucking over it. Oh. What did Libras get themselves into? This might have been going on for a long time, too, because now, finally, the South Node's out of Capricorn. This is the first lunar eclipse in Capricorn without the South Node that you've had in at least in 18 years. And this one's more unique with Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. Oh, your whole emotional world. Oh, there's another world. There's another step. There's a higher step in my life. I can have a much more comfortable place than the comfort of what I thought was solid, but it's really flatline. I won't cry for you. Oh, yeah, I won't cry for you because I'm not into it at all. It's a nightmare that I don't want it. It's an upside down nightmare. It's like I'm in an upside down nightmare. And you know what? I won't cry for you because it's so upside down. But maybe you are crying about it because you're crying about the fact that you know you're in such a fucking upside down situation. And you're like, how the fuck did I get here? And bam, look, this is a rare card. This is not a major arcana. This is just part of this deck. And it's the ritual card. And it's time to plan. It's time to plan how you are going to, and you know, you have to, whether that's a ceremony in yourself, but it's like, there's a new ritual coming in that you need to do to go, I am never putting myself in a position where I don't feel that great in myself. It's not about what other people do to you. It's about just, I'm not that into it. And that new ritual is I'm only going to go for what I'm truly into and what feels like it's in my alignment and what I know I want to fully own, because it's almost like you're half on the, maybe I want it, maybe I don't. I can't do other people. Sag, third house, Uranus. Oh, wow. Time to look at all your other options and really look at the facts about it and look at the road you're about to take. And make sure that you're breaking through to the ultimate journey of your life, or the smallest journey that won't go exactly where you want to go and it's taking you backwards. Are you going backwards or are you going forwards in the biggest ways? It's not just a little reverse like in a Honda Civic here. This is a fucking reverse in a train, or actually even better than that. You're going reversed in a satellite, going the wrong direction on the other way of the galaxy and going whoop into the black hole, or you're going into the ultimate.
Know your worth, know your beauty. Don't get lost in that either. Don't settle. Like you said, you might know that you're in a shitty situation and you're getting rattled because you're in it and you're wasting time, and you know that, and you realize that. It's time to dig yourself out. Know that you are better than that situation. Know that you are beautiful and that you do need that in your life. You need to be appreciated. You need to feel beautiful. You need to be able to allow yourself to be beautiful too.
Some people don't allow that. All they got to do is just show up and be fair to the universe and be like, hey, universe, this isn't the partner I want. I want this kind of partnership. And then bam.
Boom.
And it's not just some like, oh, this sucks relationship. It's more like, it's so upside down. It's so crazy that you literally like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to cry after this one, because I would only cry. I'm not going to cry for you. I'm going to cry. It's like, I won't cry for me. It's like, you know, it's like, I won't cry for you either. Because it's like, I'm stupid. I got into this. I'm not going to cry about it. Like, I got to do something here. Crying blood tears? Ooh. Thank you. Good luck, Libra, on your quest to the easy situation you've been through many times before. No, this might sound crazy, who cares? As my mom always says, who cares? Listen, who cares? Aqua's. Oh, I lost. I was gonna say I lost somebody, but we're almost we're at the last 5 here. Well, how many do I got in there? Yeah, I got 4. We got 4, and that's 5. So we're at the last 5 here. Somebody just wrote, I'm going to have to go through and record all of Craig's little talks so I have a pep talk every morning. Am I not the pep talker anymore? I'm like looked as the evil one now. Craig fucked up my whole gamut for the last 8 years. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like now, nobody likes the Leo King's pep anymore. Everybody's like, fucking this guy's too fucking intense.
We'll put a little pep in the
Man,
step.
I pushed all you motherfuckers into this collective for 8 fucking years every day. Fucking now it's Craig, you know? Like I go off and I'm pulling cards. I'm fucking like, I feel like I'm at the fucking circus. And I'm sitting at the fucking, you know, like, I'm like a soapbox fucking salesman. Like, step right up, motherfuckers. Aquarius, you want to know what's going on with love? Pay me a quarter. And everybody's saying that Craig in the background is not even fucking on the soapbox. It's fucking
Grab onto
giving
my
him all the pep
grab onto
talks
my
in the morning.
coattails over there.
I'm going to fucking die.
Grab onto my coattails. I'm going to take you for a ride.
I'm going to die. Ah! Nobody likes the pep talks I give. Man, that's so hurtful to be a Leo and read that shit. Ah! All right. How about you guys? How about Craig and I switch roles? So Aquarius, I think that the best thing to do right now is just take care of yourself and don't do things that you don't want to do and go with the flow and just be really nice and peaceful and think of a really good way to think about others right now. See what the card is. I wouldn't do that to you all. Aquarians. Y'all knew. I even warned y'all last week. But I don't think that, you know, I mean, this is a hard one, Aquarius. If you're new to this, or if you have an Aquarius friend and you send this to them, I'm just going to tell you that this is not a normal time. This is the anomaly week of your life. A lunar eclipse in your 12th house with Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. I'm just going to be honest. In Capricorn, your 12th house, like there are forces beyond your control, beyond your physical realm that are arranging your life, your love story, and just arranging your whole entire life to go into a whole new reality. And you can feel it and you can see it, but you do not know how to reveal it right. You don't know how to talk about it. You don't know what to do. You know, and I think that this is about not being afraid of it, but being embracing the happiness and the joy of this with this North Node in Gemini. But with this Cancer energy, it's like there's adjustments. Like the reality is not harmonized with what spirit wants it to be like, or there's too much hermiting, or there's too much like kind of just like kind of lost, or you're in a relationship energy where it doesn't make sense, or you're just not in relationship, or your partner's just turned crazy or weird, or you have turned crazy and weird. Could be all of the above. I will just say that the ultimate lesson of a lunar eclipse in the 12th with all these planets, which I cannot say I've never seen in my life for any soul. None of us on the planet have. You're the sign that is. That, and risings, and moons. That the only way through this is through surrender to God creating the story and letting go of your control of how you think you have it all figured out. You don't. And there's usually great loss that comes with this transit that will last for the next 6 months. So it might not hit today or this week, but you'll see the writing on the wall. And you got to be clear of that with Mars and Aries in the third and with Chiron there, that it's like not going to make you happy because you're going to realize that your mind couldn't figure it all out, or you couldn't figure this situation out about whatever you're at in your love story. But it's trying to make the ultimate turn to the best, and you have to allow that to happen. If it's a let go, if it's going to be a let go no matter what, Aquarius. It's also an empty feeling. But you have to fill yourself up with spirit, and you have to fill yourself with either a person from spirit too, right? Or somebody that you might even be dealing with, somebody that's like feeling like they're dragging ass, or they're holding you back. And you got to face that stuff, and it's crazy emotions with Uranus and Taurus. But at least with the good aspects to the sun, it's like, you need to go to where the emotion really stimulates you in your life, or feel like you're in a weird world. You pulled the death card in reverse. You're afraid of even going through this. You're afraid of making the change of your love story in general. How funny, when you even see the aqua right there, it didn't make it all the way through. Look at all these little skulls down here with the death card. You got a lot of skulls. Skulls. Maybe you need to watch a pirate movie. You know what? That's exactly what this is, Aquarius. Because Capricorn is the pirates, and you have that in your 12th house, that pirate movies are actually what you should be watching right now, is the fantasy that you are the rebel that could go live in this crazy world, that the control that the universe wants to give you is the rebellion of freedom in your soul to be who you really want to be, however you want to be, and dress however you want to dress, and say whatever you want to say, and wear an eye patch or not. Wear a big old hook. Why are you so afraid to end this story? Your mind. And, maintaining communication is a two-way street, but for you, I think that you keep looking at it as a one-way, the other person. And I think this is also part of yourself, too. This is a fear of going through a massive change, complete change in your life story about love. Pulled the Six of Swords in reverse. You won't even go to the better side of the river. You won't even make it to the other side of the river because you don't want to. You won't forge the river. And in this case, like in the Oregon Trail, at least, you could be like, do you want to take the raft? It's like, yeah, fuck yeah. It's like, pay me an ox. I don't care. You got a raft for this thing? Great. You won't even take the raft, which this card is, over the river. You won't even forge the river. You won't even get to the better side. Yes, there is grass that is greener on the other side of life. That analogy to me is the dumbest one. Well, maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side. Maybe in some cases. But all you gotta do is look over your neighbor's window wall and be like, yeah, it's greener, fucking going over there. That's Aquarius. That's what the future is, an innovation. You have a future that is trying to take you somewhere, but the universe is like, we gotta clear all the stuff in your life out in order for you to go there. And I know that's deadly scary for Aquas, because it's gonna force you to be, let's be honest. Let's look at the world today. The rebellion will come back. And you will be part of it. And you will be the ones that tell us what to do and figuring all this stuff out, because you'll be that pirate that's back into your arr and having a great time. But, the empire is being built, and you're just like part of the empire right now. I'm enjoying the empire the way it is. Oh, really? Are you? In love, too? You pulled the Seven of Cups over that air element. You have other dreams. And in the Botticelli deck, look at, you have dreams of some amazing love to come in to almost save and rescue you. I'll be honest with you. That's your dream, and that's your issue, is like, I think that Aquas are realizing, the ones in partnerships, that it's lost its glam and glitz and spiritual essence. Because there's a lack of stimulation, or a lack of all things in the mind that are making sense anymore. It's almost like things aren't making sense. It's almost like, what the hell? And it's not the world that's causing that. You can sometimes get those blurred. Let's look at this black mirror card. You did pull the it's a fragmented situation. Look at the chains, and not even a full person either. Look at how funny. I brought up Hook, and there's Tinkerbell without even her full form, and she's chained with a crescent moon. She's got some. Are those diamonds? Are those diamonds, or are they fake? Are those roses? Are they alive? No, they're dead. They're dead roses on a death card with some live roses that are dead on a dead person. Wow, there's a lot of dead energy going on, Aquarian, that you have to put an end to the death that you keep experiencing in yourself. That's what you're trying to control is, I will hold on to things because I don't want them to die, but it's making you die inside. I'm interested now. You got my attention. Beware in reverse. Holy shit. With the Six of Swords. I have nothing to be scared of. I don't have to take the other side of the river. Yes, you do. You know, when I watched War of the Worlds last night, again, when they get on the raft, it doesn't go down well. It's the first time you see one of the alien freaking crazy things come out of the water and go, brrr, and the whole boat tips over. And then that's when Tom Cruise swims with his daughter and his son, and they make it to the other side, and they start watching the just mayhem of all the aliens just killing everybody that was on the shore. And then they look over, and now they're coming on the other side of the fence. It's like, hello. At least you got on the right side of the river. Now go, go, go. You know what I mean? Like, there's that kind of energy. Holy shit. There is a freaking dog after you. Beware, that's not even a dog. It's like a crazy geo-engineered, like...
It was like that video game where you had to shoot like all those zombies and
oh yeah, or it's like Wolfenstein shit. It's like crazy old Nazi shit, to be honest with you. Dark shit. No, I'm not seeing that. And you might think, oh, you're right. There's nothing. The only thing to be aware of, to be afraid of, is not taking the boat to the new side, really. But at the same token, not taking it, then you enter into beware energy. Oof, my lordy. I mean, this is, I want everybody to say a prayer for Aquas this week. Not any other of the 11 zodiac signs have ever been through this, okay? The closest would be Moon or Libras in 1882 and 1883, but not even close. So, everybody needs to say a prayer, because for Aquarians, no soul except Aquarians, Aquarian risings, and Aquarian moons, if you got one of those three, but mainly the Aquarian suns and risings, have never been through this before. And none of us have ever been through it before. So there's a lot of compassion that needs to be had, but there is also, as an astrologer, if I was an ancient astrologer and I sat down with the queen, I sat down with the king, you know what I'd be like? I'd be like, I hope you don't cut off my head right now, but this is the hardest transit that you could ever go through in your life. And I'm not trying to scare people. I'm trying to say that the only hard part of the hardest transit in the world, the 12th house, is letting go. Scorpio, 7th house. Holy shit. North node. Pulled the death reverse. I don't know, you know, maybe you can rise through the ashes and change things in your partnership here, but you got to get to the deep truth. You got to get, you know, no more secrets, no more holding shit back. It's got to find that deep connection, and that's what to aim towards. You can't keep doing the whole, I'm just going to keep things chill. I'm going to keep things in a good space, and I'm just going to keep things, you know, very just like, it works. what's the opposite of seventh house? First house, Taurus. Like, this is nice. Like, not gonna work. Aqua, I love you. I hope you know I just got the whole collective, everybody that watches this, to fucking pray for you all. And it's not to be something afraid of, because the scariest transit in astrology is ironically not some tower coming down in your life or anything, which actually it is, but it's more of the dealing with the loss and learning to let go and go on Spirit's quest of what synchronicities will follow that. It's a very star card. So,
yeah, and you got to be okay with letting go and progressing forward, and you have to get rid of all those the internalizing of the issues and just suppressing them and holding them in, and then you become a prisoner of your own fear. You become a prisoner of your own body and your own mind, and just like afraid to go to the other side of the shore. It's really easy just to stay stagnant and just say you're okay because you have all these issues built up and saying that you can't go and do this, when really you can. You can go and do whatever it is you want in this life, but you have to put forth the energy, you have to put forth the effort and actually make those changes. And what is it? Be the change that you want to see in the world. There you go.
be the change.
Be the change that you want to see in the world.
Change the world.
Oh, and Jenna in chat said Resident Evil. That was the game that I was trying to think of. That was a little Doberman pincher. Pictures at the end. Exactly.
Oh, shit. Oh, well, I picked up the Leos. It's funny, I'm watching because we have like a 10-second delay. I'm watching me when you say that, and I purposely hung back. And went, oh, shit. Well, Leos, welcome back to the shit show. No, well, kind of. I'll be honest, I'm a Leo, and it's funny that Aquarius is just right before us, and Aquarius is our counter half, right? Oh gosh, how do I say this? I'm gonna have to actually like position myself for Leos because I'm a Leo, and I gotta tell you, you have a very extreme and different life, Leo. You have the sun that shines bright. And it might not be that everybody gets it. Saturn in Aquarius has shown you that one definitely since March 22nd. And it also shows you the people that really do. But now you got to go into the most fine-tooth comb of your life. You've already been feeling so much and so much work and stress, and there's so much to do, and there's always something to go down, and always work, and always this, and always that. Well, guess what? It's about to get more extreme. So partnerships are only going to, and I keep saying this, and maybe because I'm a double Leo, so it hits me very hard, and my Mercury and my Venus. But I'm just going to say this for Leos. The only relationships that will work, or if your partner's not into your world at all, and not into your work, and not into realizing that you do a lot and you have a kingdom that you're running, not going to work. So, and you don't live on the north. This is what's funny is like, it's very Capricorn, normal world, 6th house. Like kings got to like understand to be a good king, the normal life doesn't mean that you live it fully. You have to implement the best things about normal life, but into a magical kingdom. Like you still got to have bathrooms at the fucking kingdom. And so this is where you're looking at all those things. But in relationships, it's like lifestyle issues always. It's like, that's not going to work for my kingdom. And stop trying to make things work for other people's. And if you're in a partnership and the kingdoms don't make sense, like, bye. Like, I'm sorry, but this is a lunar eclipse to show you that stop giving into energies or put your energies into people's life and love that they will not fit into your kingdom. I know that sounds fucked up, but it's the truth. That's the only sign that does that. Leo rising, Leo moon, because what's the opposite? Aquarius, like the puzzle that you have to fit in this intricate way for relationships. And there's no other way that a queen or a king can become your monarch next to you of your love that you give out to the world unless they have all those very unique things and they're willing to be that unique person in life, and they are unique in themselves. They're not run-of-the-mill. Mars is now in the 9th, so Don't believe the craziness that you can make something normal, that you need to be normal, and you need to live more normal life, and don't let anybody, and especially in love, but especially in all relationships, tell you that you need to live more normal. It's about implementing normal things into a crazy fucking kingdom, but not about living a normal life. And normal life relationships right now will not work. And I'm sorry, it just won't. They have to be in the same energy, or they want to be in your line of work, or they want to do that work with you together. That's the only way it's going to fucking work. And Cancer is your 12th house. So you've got to let go of trying to make and fix things and fix people that don't see already how to fit in. Cards. Mercury retrograde in the 12th too. It's like you're going through your past, going with people, Venus in the 11th, and you're like, okay, I've seen this, all these people come through the kingdom. You know, it's like reviewing now in your own private spiritual space and having those combos and seeing who really makes sense, that makes sense to fit in your world. And if your partner still does. Not easy being a Leo, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
First card is the Magician card reversed. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody who doesn't know the magic, doesn't want to be the magic, doesn't want to live in the magical kingdom, doesn't have the magic in themselves, doesn't believe in what you do. Bye-bye. And because why? Because then you're going to lose your magic, and you're going to lose your inspiration, and you're going to lose who you are. Like, I'm not going to even let that funny comment of somebody like, oh, I love Craig's pep talks, I'm going to record them all. Like, I'm not going to change my delivery because of that. You know what I mean? Like, that's my magic. That's his magic. So like, this is where it's like, why would you change or let somebody that doesn't see your magic at all or understand the magic come in? You got to stay away from those people. In those relationships. Look at the challenges, the sensing, and it's like, you know what? This is going to be hard to kind of sense that. It's going to be hard to emotionally and sense that because, you know, as Leos, we fall for whatever, right? Like, if we fall in love, we fall in love. Like, we're just like, googly, googly, boogly, oh my God. Oh my God, you want to meet the parents? Meet the Fockers is like straight up like Leo life. Like, you ready to meet the parents? You ready to come into the kingdom? You ready to move in? Like, you ready for it all? You want everything? You want money? You want this? You want that? What do you want? You know, like Leos give it all. So sensing fake magicians? Ooh, it's going to be a challenge this week. Who's fake? Who's real? Oh, the Sun card reversed. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a hard week to sense. Because what happens if you choose poorly? You don't get the Holy Grail. Then you're going to feel like you're not that sun that's out there riding in the freedom of your expression without being fucking judged. No kings like to be judged on how they ride a horse, even if they wear fancy clothes and white shoes in the dirt. It doesn't matter. You're the king or the queen. You want to wear your crazy crown in the middle of it all? Do it all. But that Sun card reverse starts to doubt that. It gets too like conscientious in a sense of not being conscientious about the true conscience of self. Ooh, it doesn't shine that light. It shines the light in how it thinks it should be shined. Look at this, the Magician card, but upright with the sensing. So you are a magician that knows how to sense what is false. Only the king does, not even the right hand to the king, not even the, what did they call it in fucking Game of Thrones? I forgot. Huh?
The king's hand.
Oh, the hand to the king. Sounds kind of like a really bad joke, a sexual joke. Yeah. Little hand to the king.
That's why they had the small guy in there, you know? Made the king look big.
Well, because no. No. I would say that Leo, you know what is not of the divine, and just do that, and you won't have this sensing issue. But if you put down all of your magic there, or if you listen to other people that think that they know the magic for you, oh, that's a failure. Forgetting oneself. Oh my gosh, this is just a theme that's running out. I even said that theme. Like, oh, what do you want? You want money? You want this? You want that? You want this? You want this? You want this? You want that? You want this? Let me give it all away. Let me give. You want the kingdom? So, I'm loving it. It's like, oh no, did I sign up for Ronald McDonald Happy Meal? Fuck. Might be cool for 3 minutes and then it's over. And the toys aren't the same and they're not collectible anymore. So I would say that you have to be very careful this week, Leo, of forgetting yourself and making sure that you know who is a fraud. The Lovers reversed over the Sun card reversed. Look at this. The Lovers are all like doing X-ray machine sex. Oh, you know, with this reversal, you got to remember these are good cards, but it's like there's the choice between two stories this week, the ultimate truth and the false truth of a love situation. So you're going to be tested about sensing all that and knowing that you're the magician. And let's see if you are the true inspiration that you really are for yourself. Let's see if you choose wisely or choose poorly. Could also be, too, with this Lovers reversed, it could be that maybe you have chosen poorly in the past and maybe you've done bad things in the past, too, that you've had to learn from to be a better lover. And especially with this being underneath the Sun card, it was like, you know, you didn't bring your truth out. So if you don't bring your true self out, or somebody tries to take away your sunlight the way that you do and they're trying to be in love with you, run away. Like if somebody doesn't want to be with me because I hit a jewel, out. Uranus in Virgo in the 3rd. Wow. Yeah, you're going to have to be pretty picky here and see all angles about what makes sense in the reality and what doesn't. So, you know, you're going to be a picky person this week. But that's important because unless they have the ultimate and they aren't, and they pass a test of truth, of they can walk through the truth of being a magician and they see the magic and they want to be part of the magic. That's the big thing. Then you have found something that makes sense for you. Or so this is going to readjust relationships that you're in that are going to show you the false parts and the true parts and see if you're going to still keep them or off with their love and off with their crown, not their head.
Right, because Leo, I mean, you are the energy, you are the life force, you are the sun, you know, and so I definitely think it's very important to never forget that. And don't let anybody stifle that energy. Don't let them not allow yourself to shine the way that you need to. You know, you always have to be yourself. You always have to radiate that energy. You always have to bring it into the world too. Okay, you are that power. You are that life force. And at times it can be very, very easy, you know, to allow people to damper that and to kind of smolder and put that flame out. I think it's important for you to never forget who you are and what got you to where you are right now.
Never forget.
Never give up, never surrender.
We're on the last 3. Aries. What's up, my fire sign friends? The last 2 are Cancer and Taurus. Wow. Well, Aries, this is the week. The lunar eclipse in your 10th. It's almost like your long-term goals and your career life are on the line and all that. Where is it going? And it feels pressure. Are you going to put that on people and your family and your emotional life or relationships? And are you tired of not going anywhere in your life? And it's finally going to move somewhere. I'm going to be honest with you, but it's like you have to take the ultimate risk. Single Aries got to take the risk to get the reward. Aries that are trying to play it safe, well, you got to take a risk. You're not going to be able to find this safe, easy situation. And Aries in relationships definitely are going to have to look and see is this really good for me in the long term? Is this really what I want on the journey? Or are you getting bad luck in career by the relationship status and how it's working? Chiron in your sign, Mars in your sign. It's about what you need and what you want. And with this Cancer energy and the squares that are beginning, and especially with this Uranian energy and connection, that ultimate value and that need and that want, this is going to be Aries coming back online very intensely. So it's like, but don't be taking things down some crazy emotional road to take care of something that is not the best for you long term, and that is not going to be good for your career and your image, or they don't support your career, or they don't support what you're doing in your mission. Like, they're going to, it's going to be a big test, and you need something stimulating, exciting. Venus is in the third. It's been retrograde here and direct now for a long time. So I'm ready for the cards. I do have to pee, so actually, Aries, we're about to pull your cards. Craig's going to come back real quick, and I'm going to pee.
Hello, everybody. I was taking a quick little stretch break, because it's important. And I hope that y'all that are sitting down there, you get up too. You can't just get stagnant. These are long shows. We spend a lot of time sitting. You're at work, sitting, driving, sitting. We've talked about this before. And it's good to get up, get that lymphatic system moving around. I'm sitting here mesmerized. If you missed in the beginning, I got some new goodies today. You should hit up my friend, Wild Moon Tribe, on Instagram. Got that beautiful citrine. She's based out of Australia. But it's those little things in life. I talked about in the beginning. I had a shitty day. My car broke down. Luckily, I was able to get off the highway and pull onto a side street, and I was in a really bad mood, And again, it's those little things in life that can kind of pull you out of it. I've been waiting for these packages for a long time, and they were stuck in customs, just kind of sitting there doing this whole thing. And then voila, the day, I've been having good days for quite a while. My physical therapy's going well. I moved. I closed a loop, energetic circle that I was trapped in my old place, and it was good. And then, out of nowhere today, they showed up, and it's appreciating those little things in life. It's appreciating our friends that are there for us. It's appreciating our family. And it's hard right now because we might have conflicting views with our friends, with our families, and that can kind of put a damper on relationships. And it's important right now to kind of figure out where you align. David talks about it a lot, aligning with your tribe, and that can be anybody. That can be new friends, that can be old friends that you didn't know, but it's finding that common ground and always having that common ground of respect for other people's views. Building relationships through all this, I think, is very important. I think that it can build a very strong foundation of friendship and a very strong foundation of love and of understanding and appreciation for each other, that we're all going through this together. But the good thing is that we are in this together. It doesn't matter what side you are on or what side of view you have. We are in this together, and we are going to get through it together. And it is a little weird, with this eclipse coming up and celebrating the 4th of July. The timing of everything is very strange. It's easy to get stressed out. It's easy to kind of lose hope or to lose track of the path that we're on. It's very easy right now. But it's important, and it's very, very important to stay focused, to get back into yourself, stay focused on what you need to do in your life, what you can change in your day-to-day life, what you can change with your partner. Do they want to change? Is it worth the change? These are all questions that we have to ask ourselves right now. Is it worth going into this new world? Is it worth going to this new energy with individuals that might not appreciate us fully, or that might be going down a different path? It's okay. We all go down different paths. Life is going to take us on new journeys every single day. Are we going to be open and willing to embrace that change? That's what it really comes down to. Or are we going to shudder in fear? It's either or. You have those choices in front of you every day. Are you just going to coward? Are you going to sit back there? Or are you going to implement the change that you want? Are you going to go and succeed forward in this new life? Who's going to be there with you? These are all those questions that you need to ask. And when it comes to love, just got to let it be, as John Lennon would say.
Let it be.
And he's back.
Ready for those cards, Aries. First cards that you got are, what is that? Is that the Ten of Swords in reverse? You getting out of some old loops? Finally. Gee, Merry Christmas. You are so over the same patterns you are getting out of him this week, and I guarantee you that you will do whatever you got to do to get out of the same loop. July 4th comes this weekend, you're going to be like, I'm not going to be in the same place with the same thing. I'm like, ah! Same loops in relationship patterns, like, I'm going to stay alone, or I'm not going to deal with my relationship issue. Oh, you pulled Saturn return as your challenge. You need to grow up. You need to grow up and deal with some real shit in life here and get out of your old patterns here. I know it might not be fun, but actually it is fun once you become a Saturn return person in your life, because then you actually get to live life the way you really want to live it. For real. You know, I will say that anybody who's under 29 and a half years old, I will tell you that it is actually like you actually get to like do the things you've always wanted in your life once you hit your Saturn return. But why is this a challenge, Aries? I think it's like you really want love in the way that you want it to be, but are you willing to end the same patterns and that you just keep doing the same fucking reality shit all the time in your head, the same environment situation? You pulled four swords reverse. You got 2 sword reversal cards. Yeah, you have been just way too much sitting around in the same place doing the same thing. Maybe, like, I'll be honest with you, being lazy. Lazy! Not with work, with your relationships and dealing with them. And putting them so far in the back burner. What's up with that? What's the Saturn return card? Well, you did pull the Emperor upright. That's a very Aries card. Yes. Aries, the power of Mars and Saturn in your challenge. Mars to get you through this Saturn, and Mars is in your sign. I would say that this is definitely a great, great, great week for you to finally step into the power of what you really want in love in your life, but you also need to be the emperor and know that you ain't going to take bullshit, and you ain't going to go do the same patterns of the same type of people, and you also are going to not stay in the same patterns of the way that the relationship is that you are in your life. It needs a new direction. It needs a new way. Wow, what's your Black Mirror card? Obsession. Oh, you've been obsessed with your little weird little trinkety, like, ooh, I like this little way that it is. I like my little patterns, even though it's not giving me anything I want. So you're obsessed with the pattern more than you're obsessed with what you want to be obsessed with. Oh. You know, obsession is a session. So every time you go to session, it's just like, you're obsessed with it. Like you're taking one session instead of moving on to other ones. To keep doing the same session over and over and over again. Wasn't there a kit for pregnancy? It was called the OB kit or something. I forgot. But you're impregnating or checking the same thing. It's like, I'll use a pregnancy test. It's almost like if you want to be like, I want to see if I'm pregnant. So you pee on it and you're like, oh, it says I'm not pregnant. It's like, well, I'm going to like pee on it again and see if it like changes. No, it still says no. I'm going to go to CVS. I'm going to go get another one. I'm going to come back home and I'm going to pee on it. Oh, it says no. So, you know what? Let me pee on it again. Oh, you know what? Let me go to Walgreens. Maybe they have a better brand. And then you go pee on it. And same. It's like, get out of this pattern in your relationships of obsessing over the same situation recurring all the time because you're not willing to make the big sacrifices and change and step into the emperor and the power and the strength and the adulthood that you are. And then you get lazy because you're like, well, I don't really want to make a change. I'm kind of obsessed with that pattern because you've mastered that. You've mastered obsession with crap. Oh, judgment. Wow. Don't be too harsh on yourself, Aries, for being a lazy bum when it comes to changing your love story situations. But it's time for you to raise up to the calling. So be easy on yourself right now about how things have gone. And don't be afraid to also at the same time be like, I don't deserve this shit. And it may not be about what they do or some partner. I feel like a lot of Aries, even if they are in a relationship or they're single, all feel single. I don't know why I feel that. Mercury and Sag in the 8th. Yeah, you know what? Your true passions need to be figured out. But you have to go on the journey towards that. You have to open up new doors into the taboo. You have to open up doors into your truth. You have to open up doors in your deeper self. You have to open up any doors of any restrictions or secrets that you have down there. You have to open up the doors of desires and experience them and understand them to know what to do. Great. I don't think this is a bad reading. I think this is a big,
I think it's showing
good
that
positive change.
Yeah, they need to have like a deep exploration of themselves, actually, too. You know, maybe they've gotten lost within themselves, and it's time you find yourself out. It's time that you dig yourself out and find out who your truth is. That was a tongue twister right there for myself. I don't know why.
Got to dig out.
I don't know.
So the last two, is it the cow or the crab?
Crab people.
Is it the cow? It sounds like I'm ringing for the cows.
Crab people.
Ring for the cows to come home. I can't. I just saw, so I need to. Cancers. The moo-moos are last.
Crab people.
The clappity-clap crabs are right now. Have crabs get protection. That was from True Beauty when Craig fucking had to wear crabs in the naked photo shoot. That was his slogan. Got crabs get protection. I was on the naked photo shoot with fruit. So ripe, fresh and juicy. Come and enjoy the peeling. All right, Cancers. The big one of all big ones has returned. Did you think those White Walkers left? Your biggest opposition of your life is this lunar eclipse with Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto without a node. For real. You got to remember that you haven't seen this yet. The lunar eclipse that was at January 10th was a lunar eclipse in Cancer. Sure, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto were in Capricorn with the sun and Mercury and all that stuff, but that was the sun. Now you're dealing with the actual, your ruling planet, the moon, in lunar eclipse in your relationship territory with Jupiter, Pluto conjuncting in a retrograde. Like there is something karmic here that needs to change, a new door open, a change. And with Saturn coming back, the ruler of that house of your relationships and opposing you, that you have a major change that's coming into effect about relationships in your life. Mars in your 10th house. You need to get back on the right track in life. And you got to mix that with a new world. Uranus in your 11th, connecting to this Mercury retrograde. Now this Chiron energy in the 10th is like, I think that, it's the realization, Cancer, that there's like some sort of failed doorway to destiny that is connected to partners. It might not be your lover, although that's easy for me to say that because you would love to hear that. But you know that there's something off. Can you fix that? Might be, but with the South Node now in the 6th house, you would have made those adjustments up until May 5th of 2020. And now after that, there is no more service for that. South Node in the 6th is the delusion that you can believe that you can fix something that Spirit says is not in alignment. You can't just go and get an alignment on the car of this relationship and be like, oh, it's going to be all good. No. You can't. So I'm wishing you all the best, Cancers. Cancers rising. Cancer moons. Let's see what the cards have to say for this incredibly and extreme. Out of all the signs right now, you have the craziest lunar eclipse and the craziest relationship energies. See how fast they can move? It was Sagittarius, and then it was the Venus retrograde and all that stuff. And no, it's you. And Venus is in your 12th with the North Node. So guess what? Yeah, it is karmic shit and craziness. It can be really fun, though, if you allow it to happen instead of hold on. You pulled the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like, choose wiser, choose better. Something is missing to be able to move to the ultimate one coin that is the ultimate ace, that is the beginning of true value and true worth, and something's missing. I feel like it's like having a partner that like is so close yet no cigar. Your challenge is the part of fortune, not getting the increase you want or the fortune that you want on the cross that you want. Oof. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. You got the Page of Wands in upright position. So your overall is that you need to speak from your heart, your true heart. You can't be afraid to show up in an icy world to the White Walkers, right, or whatever they are, and be like, hey, this is who I am. Look at all the color, look at all the passion, look at all the edge of truth and love and happiness. Like, but don't keep applying that to unfortunate situations that aren't going anywhere. Like, apply that and say, yeah, it's unfortunate and I don't see the value there, and I'm going to go, this is what I need and what I want. I think that you've given enough chances. We'll find out a little bit more here. 5 of Wands. Wow. It's complicated because there's complications. There's whenever you get the 5 of Wands, you got to remember it is the card that you need to rethink a lot of things, and you need more stimulation, and you need more edge, and you need more competition, and it also feels like it's going to become conflicted, or that there's too many conflicting elements. Well, that's the bad fortune, is that, yeah, you did put yourself in a conflicted position, but the good fortune means declutter it. Like, get out, like think of it as like cords. Like, yeah, the cords got wrapped around tight, but that doesn't mean that the scissors can't cut them out. It's just going to be a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit edgy, but also don't be like, oh, I have to go compete for some better thing in my life. It's like, think of it more like the beauty of sports. Like, it's fun. It can be fun to go for the thing that you really want in your life, that you really want the fortune. Why did you pull, what's your black mirror with this Ace of Pentacles in reversed? You pulled the Naked Before the Stars. You know what it is? It's not you. You see everything. You see the truth. But I like that this card, Naked Before the Stars. You know what it is? It's like you look at yourself in a mirror and you see the ultimate projection of who you really are, but in reality, you're not that. You're not following that. You're not being that. And you have to make choices in your relationship life that allows you to be that fully. Because it almost feels like it's half-assed, or it's not fully there, or something's off. And you're only looking at it through the mirror, like as if, you know, you're an attraction. Oh, snappies. He did not come out, but he did. The Devil reversed with the Page of Wands. This is you pulling out of something that actually the dark had put your way to try and take you away from her or him. The ultimate one that knows its happiness in its way, and it's deceiving. The Devil reversed is very deceiving, but it's also the exit in a completion card. And let me just show you the upright of this Devil, like the mask he wears over the skull. With the reversed, it's like you don't know that. You think the mask is just always permanent when you're revealing the upside down version, that these hands are actually coming down to grab you and pull you somewhere, opposed to hold you up and pull down a mask. They were here to pull you out of your true happiness. And they were deceiving. Maybe not in a dark way. Could be though too. Could be anger or obsession, or they might have a porn problem that you don't know about. They might know Jeffrey Epstein. Just kidding, but you never know. 8th house, Virgo, Venus. Ooh, that's a detrimental Venus in both areas. So definitely going to be more harsh realities and truths. And you got to be picky too, Cancer, but you also have to be honest and truthful. And you got to look at your deep desires, because now that Saturn's left your 8th house and coming back into your 7th, it's like, that's what's missing, is the desires and the truth and the passion and the connection. And that's not something that you're going to just be able to just fix. You've already given it enough. Ooh.
I'm picking up like being like allowing yourself, because what was that, being in front of the stars? What was that called? Naked
before the stars. Like she's here, you can look at it.
Let's look at that again. Because it's almost like being vulnerable, but not being naive. Also being open, and exploring, but not allowing yourself to be like taken advantage of or be led down the wrong road.
Yeah, it's an 18 equals a 9. It means that you have to actually embody that fully and take action towards it.
Right.
It's a lot like the star card, actually.
Yeah.
Although there's some seduction there, and I think that that's also the issue, is the Ace of Pentacles underneath that, saying that you're not feeling this fully in the physical reality.
There you go. Vulnerable, not
Come
naive.
on, Cancers. Where's that sexy?
Sexy time.
Where's that sexy?
We know ain't nothing sexier than a Taurus, that's for sure.
Where's that sexy? Oh, we're doing Tauruses now. Last zodiac of the big week of Capricorn. Man. All right, Taurans. Well, not bad. You were thinking, oh my God. No, it's great. I just think that all this 9th house energy of all this Capricorn, Saturn coming back in, lunar eclipse here is like, where the hell am I going? And that makes you question relationships, because I think that your future is very unknown at this moment right now. And there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of doors, and you're looking at a lot of doors, but Capricorn reminds Taurus to only look at a couple doors or one door instead of get lost in too many alternative realities. And I think that with this 3rd house, you got to start to communicate and start to look at, well, where do I emotionally want to live? Because cows don't get a lot of opportunities. It's not like you just see cows flying, right? And when they do run, they kind of have to run in a pack. You just don't see a cow by itself running out in the middle. Like, you just don't see a cow running anywhere, right? Like, no. This Aries, though, Mars is not easy. It's in your 12th house for a long time, 6 months until January 5th. And you have to mix on top of that Chiron. And that's going to be aspected this week by the Sun, Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house. So it's almost like you can't understand the reality. You don't know if you're being burned or not. You don't know if you're being lied to, what's truthful, or you just feel like you're getting a bad hand with relationships. And I think a lot of this is your own subconscious shit. I hate to be honest with you. Of your own, like, learning to let go of things and go with the flow. And you're dealing with karma too, but you're also dealing with like having to understand a different direction, or where spirit pulling you to, where the sign's pointing you to, instead of like continuing to look always for some door that might not be there. Look at the doors that actually are reality and make sense in your life, instead of going after, or I'll just be honest, Taurus, or if you're going to like leave somebody for school or something, like, what? South Node Sag in your 8th. Your issue too here is remembering that, like, okay, you have to learn how to penetrate and to get deep into things, but part of it is like you have to understand that you have to be feeling your worth, and that will attract what you want more in your life, instead of you going after trying to attract things that you want without doing the inner work on your self-worth, your physical body, your physical stuff. So there's a lot for Taurus this year too. to try and, figure out here. It's like you can have the most amazing world, but you don't know what you're doing because you don't know where anything's going because you're too distracted and all these things. And you think that adventure and travel is going to figure it out. No, the sun's in the third, Mercury retrograde. Don't forget, even though all the power's here in Capricorn and with Taurus, it's like you have the level there that you want to be. It's just whether or not you believe that you are that. That's the whole thing of Taurus. Like a Taurus believes that it is powerful, period. And I think that for you with love, with Mars in your 12th, is you're realizing the past has to be cut away. And you have to allow yourself to maybe go through new situations, Aries, to cut the past away. We'll see if you can do that. Uranus in great aspects to Mercury and the Sun. So you need to go try different environments, have more exciting new things that are local, things that make you excited, things that are fun. Don't do some big quest for something that's way outside your limits. Knight of Swords upright. Well, the Knight of Swords is somebody who comes to save the day. It almost feels like you need to be saved. Or you're going to go save somebody. But I'll be honest with you. I always feel that when I pull this card, it is somebody coming to save the day. And I'm doing this reading for you. So I would say that somebody's trying to come to save the day for you. And you almost feel like that's what you kind of need right now because I don't think that you understand where everything is. Your challenge card you got is the Sun card. Wow, yeah, of course you need saving because you don't know what your Sun and Spirit is aligned with at all at the moment right now. Maybe even a love situation, or maybe you feel like your partner can't save you or somebody from the past can't save you. And then maybe your identity is based upon being saved from some past situation. That past situation is gone. And guess what? It's not coming back. So maybe there's a new energy that's going to come save the day. Here it comes to save the day. And your overall is the world card in reversed. It's like, that's your issue, is you're still connected to an old world. You're not ready for the new world to come in. And that's your issue. And how is it? So you're going to Sleeping Beauty this so well that when Prince Philip comes and kisses you and wakes you up and kills the dragon and kills Maleficent, right? And all this shit. Then you go, oh, I didn't let you know, and we didn't let your dad know and your mom, but like they betrothed me to someone else. I'm just kind of waiting for him to come back. What? And he's gone? And you don't know if he's ever come back? No, I don't know. I mean, can I go back to sleep and see if he comes? Oh, that's your issue. With the vibe of that. Might not even be around anymore, but you're like, you're not that vibe. Well, maybe Prince Philip's better than the vibe that is the one that you think. Ace of Cups in reversed. Wow. It's like you're denying yourself to fill yourself up with emotion and feeling, and that's why you're confused. And you only want to be filled up in a certain way. It's like, I will only fill up this. Like, I'll be honest. You all know I love Sprite, but you know what? At the same token, if they have Sierra Mist, I'll drink that shit. You know what I mean? Fill myself up. Your Black Mirror is Queen of My World. So here it is. This is actually great. Look at this. The Knight of Swords is coming to save the Queen of your world. But will you allow him fully in, or are you creating it so much of your own world that you're like, here's a good example. Like, here he comes with a dog. He's got a wolf. And you're like, well, my world, we don't have wolves. I don't want the wolf. Well, the wolf helped me come to save the day with you and everything. And I'm like, no, I don't like that. It's like, are you going to block the greatest shit in your life because of some stupid, insecure shit about what you're trying to hold on to in your world when you don't even have the world you want anyway right now?
It's like a Jon Snow action right there.
I know. It looks like Jon. I was like thinking that whole thing. I was like, It was funny that I brought up White Walkers and then they fucking showed right up. Last card. The world reversed. Why are you so afraid to just start the new world and keep replaying the old world? Is you got the Magician reversed. Oh, you're too afraid to step into the magic of what you are in your life. And so you like the powerlessness, and you also like the illusion that somehow some magic will happen if you stay in the same world the same way. It won't. It won't. You have to remember that the only magic that's going to happen in your life is the new world that's trying to happen for you, which is the ultimate good luck. You believe that bad luck you can turn into good luck. I'm sorry to say, Tauruses, the only good luck is good luck that has shown up for you. That is Deep Love Tarot. I hope that you share it for everybody that you know this week.
Did I miss the dice?
Oh, I didn't do the dice.
Right. Thought I blacked out there for a second.
Craig was looking out for you Tauruses. South Node. Ooh, the only South Node of all the 12 zodiacs and the 10th in Libra. Oh, yeah. You know what? You keep aiming for this relationship that's like so picturesque and textbook. You need to just go feel emotions of what you want to feel and identify later after you feel things, and not use a book to reference or use some sort of image to reference or some sort of, worldly way to reference it, because it's referencing an old world that didn't work. That's Deep Love Tarot. Let me get out the wands.
I don't even think I showed you this. I got some peach selenite also. I'll just show you that, Dave, when you get in there. Yeah.
I'm going to pull one card for us overall, all the zodiacs here. From this new deck with the black fucking mirror deck. Here we go. What did we get? The first card is the Justice card reversed. Oh no! Everything that is imbalanced is not going to work. Everything that is not truly fair and truly on your level and truly connecting in the true infinity of your life is coming to an end. So this is definitely a lot of karmic relationships that are ending. This is definitely a lot of things that were not imbalanced that have to come to an end. And why? What's that? Today for tomorrow. If you don't make the change for today, then your tomorrow will be the same thing of hell. So if you stay in hell today, another day, it'll change tomorrow. No, it won't. This is the best card I've ever, in my whole life of all tarot. If I had to pick one card besides the Chariot, one card, I'd pick this one. Because if you don't change your today, your tomorrow will fucking be the same hell that you fucking live in the moment of today. And that goes in your relationship world.
Boom. Boom, boom. Remember, go over to High Vibe. You can do the new There's an Art to Life with Kim Tabay. We're filming a new one tomorrow. This is a little one we did a couple weeks ago. If you haven't done that,
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yin.
I like that one.
It's nice, right? It's dope, huh? Yeah, this is the smaller version of the roses that she has here somewhere. But yeah, it's up there. So make sure you go out there, support her. You can tag her as well. Kim Tabay Art. Check her out. She's amazing.
And you all are amazing too.
It's true. Au revoir.
Step up and take the risk to the truth, people. Don't get all emotional, because I've been saying the concrete was dropping, and it's dropped, and I'm telling you, you're going to have to jackhammer your shit out, but pour new concrete, and that's okay, but don't get all emotional, and I don't want no babies out there in the collective, because you want to stay in some shit today and tomorrow, and that means every other day. I love you. High vibe, baby.
High vibe, baby.